Damn, bruh. This is the most depressing trial of all time. I legit want to cry. I can't bring out the tears because I can't force myself to, but holy shit, this is crazy. Alright, let's get back to it. Alright. Oh boy, we are back. Sorry, it's been a minute. Just know I had a lot going on this week, so I did not get any time to be able to record this video. So we back at it. It's been a minute. Plus, low key, I was away because, you know, we lost our goat here, Haru. So this is gonna be tough. And this is a lot of blood I'm seeing all over this wall. So let's go and take it one step at a time. Start here. The smell. This is a source of the smoke. It was a military smokescreen that was often used for strategic purposes in modern warfare, as it was on the ground and still spreading a little bit of from the smoke. Also, close to the smoke bomb, there was a flash grenade that had been used and became an empty steel barrel. Flashbang and smokescreen, these were also. When Teruya and I opened the door at first to the arsenal this morning, in an instant, a tremendous light and sound came upon me. At the same time, the smokescreen spread like a mist. Looking at this far, no matter what, I think these grenades can be affirmed as the cause of the situation. Huh. The question is, who would do this, and what happened while we were confused? Was it also the culprit? In the most realistic case, when we opened our arsenal, the killer was already inside the arsenal. Even if it was estimated from the time of death of Haruhiko, the timing was right, and in an absolute soundproofed arsenal, no matter how loud it was, it would have been impossible to be noticed. There's only one entrance to the arsenal. In order to escape, they would have no way but to meet us outside. True. Was the smoke screen and flashbang used to avoid the encounter? However, when I recall the situation in the morning, it would be difficult to say that a person would artificially come out at the same time we open the door. That's facts. We're looking at a locked door mystery here. Or no, wait. This is... A thin wooden plank was stuck in the inner handle of the arsenal door, and now it was a state of being doubled towards the opening. Yep, locked door mystery of the door. Something that I heard right before opening the door with Teruya this morning. It looks like it was this wooden board. The overall development that can be inferred so far is the thick plank was clasped in the door of the arsenal, and the flash and smoke grenades were both placed on the plank. If that happened, when you forcefully open the door from the outside, the board gets crushed and the placed grenades fall to the floor. That shock triggered the grenades. Something feels weird. In the end, if it was meant to be used by the killer to get out of the arsenal through an enormous light and sound, was it necessary to use this cumbersome method? I can't even guess what the killer's goal was. Flash and smoke grenades. Well, right now it's looking like a locked door mystery, meaning that someone was able to somehow kill Haru and leave the crime scene without being able to open the door. Man, these locked door mysteries always be coming up out of random, bro. Who is like smart enough to really do this? Wood plank added to the truth bullets. Another thing was added to the truth bullets. Alright, let's continue on. I see a gun. Huh? Suddenly, while investigating the corner of the wall, I saw something out of place. This gun. Why is it so far away in the corner of the room? I picked it up. Okay, that translation was just killing me. I picked it up off the floor and checked it. I felt the heavy, peculiar feeling of how real it was, but I couldn't find anything particularly strange. It's just a gun that doesn't change, much like the other guns that are on display. Was it just a little far away? Maida, what are you doing? Huh? What is it, Teruya? You should take your hands off that gun right now. What? This must be some misunderstanding. I was just trying to investigate over here. Exactly. What's your deal? That gun. It will blow up. What? Blow up? What are you talking about? What are you doing? Now you've decided to kill? It's a shame for me to tell you this, but it would be a big deal if I were in your shoes right now. So never touch that gun. That's not it. I was just trying to investigate. This is a misunderstanding. Why would I try to kill you? Huh? You weren't trying to shoot me? That's right. So what did you mean by this blowing up? Oh, Teruya, you're sus, man. Forget it. It's nothing. Dude, he dipped off so fast. That's insane. What? Taria's sudden behavior is strange, but according to his words, this could be dangerous, so I'll put the pistol in its original position and decide to leave it alone. However, Taria's strange remarks feel like something is odd. I'll take note of it. Corner gun, added to the truth bullets. Taria's behavior, added to the truth bullets. Alright. Yeah, that man's acting weird for whatever reason. I don't know why. Let's check out this other gun. This is a pistol. It's located in the immediate vicinity of Haruhiko. Then this pistol could be the weapon that killed Haru. Or so I thought, but soon I realized it was wrong. The guns are all scattered on the floor. There wasn't only one gun that fell on the floor. Perhaps it was a criminal's action. Most of the guns fell to the floor and were mixed randomly. From this point on, I don't really know which gun was the one that directly killed Haru. It would be difficult to conclude that this is the gun used for the killing just because it was the closest one. It seems that the guns were all scattered in order to prevent the real ones to be found. I should check things out. Scattered gun added to truth bullets. Alright, let's go. Let's see. Before I go here, check the body, I'm gonna go check the thing up here. What is this? At first, there was no distinction from the thin blood on the floor, but when I looked closely, I felt something. It was like the remnants of something other than blood was stuck on the floor. Oh my, that's a broken piece of a broken gun. It was so Yo, how do you say that? It was so atrociously destroyed that there was almost no form left, but I almost thought of a gun form of parts. It wasn't just because of the destruction, but a large amount of blood with each piece of it. Because of the lighting on the floor, it was difficult to see it clearly. How can it be destroyed this way though? It's like seeing a bloody octopus. No, that doesn't make any sense. While observing the remains of the destroyed gun, I suddenly found something noticeable. This gun, it's loaded with bullets. In my mind, I checked around the other guns, but all of the magazines were empty. For this to be the only one destroyed, a small number of bullets were loaded. The arsenal is basically unloaded, and the bullets who were loaded separately are stuck on the magazine. Because of these conditions, and the fact that the only one loaded with the bullet is this gun, means there's a possibility that this is the murder weapon. This sounds like a pretty important clue. Let's be careful to remember this. Alright, sounds good. Destroyed gun added to truth bullets. Alright, cool beans. There's blood splattered on this area too. Whoa, huh? I was trying to... Oh my... I don't know why it just looks so pixelated from here. But bro, if it's this man's fingers, that is diabolical. I was trying to check the condition of the gun and display. There was blood on the display, but when I look up close, I witnessed an even more grotesque sight. Ooh, I'm sorry, Haru. I'm sorry you had to go through this. Wow. Fingers? It was human fingers, no matter how you look at it. And of course, the owner of these fingers was Haru. I know Haru's body had a ruptured hand in addition to the gunshot wound in the chest. Among them, his index fingers and middle finger fell off from it. His fingers lie here as proof. That's crazy. But why are his fingers here? At first glance, it was far from Haru's body. From the shape of the blood, it seems he began to walk after his fingers got cut. No, it's the opposite. It's likely that this was rather his body moved. Just by taking a glance on the floor, I should consider the possibility that the killer moved the body for some reason. Severed hands added to the truth bullets. Crazy. Alright, let's go back. So let's see. Can I talk to Carl? I want to ask you something. It's noisy. Since when did you get along with me so freely? Get lost. Okay, my bad. I thought we could cooperate. Little points at the same death, but it seems to have gotten worse. In this case, it might be better to cooperate with Kendra as much as possible with this limited time. Damn! It's Haru's body. It's no different from friends who have died so far. It's cold, empty eyes. We are alive today because you are dead. Don't you think this is absurd? There was no way Haru, who had passed away in such a devastating manner, would answer me. But the class trial still remains. If we can't find the culprit who killed you, we will all die. By all means, I'll find the one who killed you, Haru. By all means, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get this killer. I won't make your death in vain. Trust. After expressing minimal condolences to Haru, as if making a prayer, I began to investigate his body. First, the fatal wound that can be considered as a direct cause of death must be a gunshot wound to the chest. In this case, the friends who have died so far, if they used a hammer, a knife, or a plastic weapon, that makes the murder weapon bloody. In this case of Haru, was because Monokuma prepared an arsenal. He was shot because the treasure provided an inspiration to kill him. However, I don't really know how to deal with this, and ordinary students like me don't have the slightest idea of how one feels as being shot. The murder weapon is a gun. Even if it was a gun, what kind of gun was it? And in addition to the gunshot wound in the chest, there's something suspicious. Haru's right hand. Blah. His right hand was devastatingly destroyed, so much that I couldn't see it with my open eyes. It was literally destroyed. The index and middle fingers were completely amputated, which we just saw looking over there. I like to look around everybody's location first before actually going to see the main body. But in this way, they just prove it that this was from Haru. The index finger and middle finger were completely amputated, and the remaining fingers were torn to pieces in the skin. I'm sure Haru got his wounds from being shot to the chest, but what in the world happened to the wound on his right hand? No matter how much I think about it, I don't think my right hand would look like this if I was shot by a bullet. Rather than a gun, it's like he got caught in a dynamic explosion. I think it's a little seared when I look at it closely. I wonder what kind of gun was it that shot Haru, and it's urgent where we find out the identity of the object that caused the wound on the right hand. Alright, we'll look into it, bro. There was no more noticeable clues, and I couldn't see any more of my friends' terrible bodies, so I decided to stop and get up. Alright, gunshot, chest wound, ruptured right hand. Alright, we got those. Okay, Monokuma, why you here? Monokuma, why you here? Jeez, why you treating me so harshly? I served you a meal as promised, didn't I? Did you eat your food? I don't have time for your nonsense jokes. Disappear. Why are you so angry? I wonder. Anyways, I forgot something, so I came to deliver it to you. That's why I was like, it's a Monokuma file 4. Oh, right. Weak reaction. Mida, you baka, mulberry. What does even mulberry means? Whatever. Monokuma 4 file 4. It's already the 4th file. Now let's stop thinking like that. My only option is to think about the case. Alright, how's Akane doing? Oh, Mida. Tyro, what are you doing without investigating? I'm sorry, the body is so terrible. I understand it's hard, but we can't help it. We have to do it. We have to do our own investigation as far as we can. I know. It's been about a week since Uehara's case. I'll do my best. Alright, sounds good. Let's go. Let's check out this. Can I look at anything else? I couldn't see it properly because of the smoke, but when I suddenly stopped to look, I could find that there was an unnatural blood stain on the floor. Blood traces dancing through the arsenal as if Haru wandered around the arsenal after being shot. What is this unnatural blood stain? It's only obvious that it's Haru's blood, but rather than trying to run away after being shot just by looking at the blood spots, it seems that he was trying to move in the arsenal all over the place. Simply put it was so bizarre. Is it reasonable to assume that this degree of descriptive blood was made by the killer, dragging Haru unconsciously? That would be insane. Someone strong enough to just be rolling him around, they're just going around and just dragging Haru and just rolling him across this room is crazy. Well, for now, I can only think that is the only possibility, but there must be some reason for the blood to be left in this way. Alright, unnatural blood stains added to truth bullets. Alright, check out this Monokuma file. It's a Monokuma file left behind by Monokuma. It doesn't seem like much help, but I have to read it first. Let's find some information. The victim is Haru Kobishikawa. The estimated time of death is about 6 a.m. The body was found in the arsenal. The cause of death was excessive bleeding due to a gunshot wound to the right chest. In addition, the index finger and middle finger of his right hand were ruptured and broken. Crazy. Gunshot wound from the first time I saw the arsenal at the bathroom. I guess it was vague, but from this fact, the intake seems to be a gun. The time of death here was 6 a.m. Time was lost when I spent it in the bathroom, but when I went to the dormitory to change my clothes a little early, I checked the current time was around 9 o'clock. That means Haru's death was less than 3 hours. I got up after listening to the announcement at 7 a.m. this morning, so the incident really happened quite early this time. This time, the time of death is properly written, and I guess the cause of death too. This was a trap in the Monokuma file for the previous case. There was a confusion of the time because it didn't write down whether it was AM or PM, but fortunately there seems to be no doubt about it in this case. But that's it. The Monokuma file is just that. No special clues to be found about it. No, at least we can know the estimated time of death. Let's take a note of it. Monokuma file, add to truth bullets. Alright, wonderful. I think that is everything. Can I talk to Kinjo now? Kinjo. Maida. In the end, I can't hide the awkward mood. Kinjo told me to focus on the investigation, but I was still worried about it. Yes, do you have anything to ask about the case? Well, I mean, Haru's body, he wasn't killed instantly, right? Indeed. In fact, there is a hole in the chest, and even in Monokuma file is said to be an excessive bleeding due to the gunshot wound. A gun? Until now, thanks to the layout of the school, there were murders with items that would be common in everyday life. To think that there would be a person who was shot to death, it's fine. You guys might not be familiar, but I have my fair share with gunshots. Okay, yeah, we know you're a policeman, so you possibly know how to use every single one of these weapons on the book. If there's something you don't know, it's fine to ask. Alright, sounds good. It's because the incident happened, even though there was a conflict less than 24 hours ago, because Kinjo wasn't much different from the way he usually treats me. Well, maybe it's the gun and the chest wound. Would it be better to see this as an immediate death? No, I don't think Haru was close to immediate death. Huh? Why's that? Even if it was on the chest, it's not the heart, it's the right chest. The bullet passed through the body. Since it wasn't struck, it would have been a possible move for a short amount of time rather than die immediately. It wasn't struck means it penetrated the body? Wouldn't it be more dangerous then? There are surprisingly many people who think that way, but in reality it's better for a bullet to pass through the body than to be stuck in it. There are 3 types of layer damages to the body. Okay, he just knows a lot about the anatomy. One is bleeding, another is burning, the last one is the impact of the bullet's kinetic energy. If you look at one by one, it is difficult to inflict great damage due to the small surface area. In case of burns, and it is rare that from excessive bleeding you'll die immediately. But the story of shock caused by the kinetic energy is different. Maida, if you get hit with a fist or a bat, it will be difficult to move due to the impact, right? That's well, if you're an ordinary person who doesn't have even sexual training, that would be even worse. Similarly, when a bullet gets stuck inside the body, all the kinetic energy turns into shock energy. Oh my god, I am getting a lesson on science! Creating an instantaneous large space in the body. The fact that this space has been created means that the body has been greatly shocked. The shock will cause negligible damage and damage to the surrounding organs as well. Wow, really? I'm not sure what you mean exactly, but anyways, that means penetration is a better alternative than getting stuck, right? That's what it means. In fact, in some foreign countries, there are bullets that split the front part of the bullet and cause fragments that get stuck into the body. That's actually terrible. The bullets did this. It was a fatal injury to be hit by this bullet, whether it was struck or was pierced in the body. Especially in this case, Haru, as Midas said, wow. There's a high possibility that a hole in his lungs was pierced through. That's crazy. As I said before, it's only less shocking, and he must have died shortly after having difficult breathing and bleeding. It's hard. Guns should only be cheap for the wicked, unless it's an extreme game. This is an extreme situation. There doesn't really seems like a need to be talked about. Anyways, I'll move to another place. Since the arsenal has been roughly investigated, make sure to investigate carefully. If you find something, let me know, Maida. Sounds good. I will, Kinjo. We out. Kinjo, there was an incident yesterday. He seems a lot understandable recently, but it seems everything is okay because of the current one. Was it only me that had a hard time to deal with? Seriously, Kinjo is a completely different person from the first time we met. The time he was hostile to us, and the time of investigation? For now, let's check what Kinjo told me. I don't really understand at all, but in summary, it's better to be pierced from the bullets and having it stuck. And Haru's case was the latter. Was it like that? Kinjo's testimony added to the truth bullets. Alright, I think that's everything in this room. Let's bounce. Alright, what's going on, Satsuki? Dude, she is cold stoned. Like, bro, she's devastated. I feel like she's about to go through her Taka arc, because Taka was devastated when Mondo left. So I feel like she gonna go through it all. Sasuke, why are you standing still? Doing what? Yuki, what am I supposed to do? Is it because it's Haru? It seems too horrible, but now we have no choice but to investigate, even if it sounds cheap, in order to survive. To survive. Is it? Sasuke? No, yeah, the investigation. I have to, yeah. Damn, this hurts my soul! She was so quiet that it wasn't like Satsuki at all, and the girl that went rampant like always. It seems that Haru's death hurt more on her than any of us. Damn. Kurokawa, you were here. What about the Arsenal's investigation? I did it, roughly. You aren't supposed to do it roughly. They're supposed to check everything, Kurokawa. Maida, I want you to listen to me. Huh? There's a problem with the alibis. During dawn, I kept monitoring the hallway. You were Kurokawa? No. Okay, she's nodding. Mm-hmm. Are you okay? I didn't really knew. But you could have died because of hunger. It's okay. I'm used to it. Kurokawa, you know damn well you wasn't okay. You was over there in that stone wall, staring at a wall in that empty ass room over there, looking at nothingness like, bro, I'm gonna die. Like, come on. You're used to it. Anyways, about the alibis. My room is right next to the arsenal. Unfortunately, because of the soundproof, I couldn't hear anything inside the arsenal. Only the sound of the arsenal doors open and close could be heard. Okay, so she's saying if she was able to count how many times someone opened and closed the arsenal doors, it can give an idea of the time frame. My assumption. That means you saw it? You saw who went into the arsenal? I heard the sounds. I couldn't see them from this room, but I could see the moment when they were passing by the door of my room. Isn't that right next to the arsenal anyway? If I had to pass in front of Kurokawa's room and headed to the arsenal, no. This is the hallway on the left side in front of the arsenal. Due to the structure of the ballroom, if you turn to the other side and enter the arsenal, you can move without seeing the eyes of Kurokawa. That's right, but at least I've seen a few people that entered the arsenal. Really? Who were they? One is Haru, okay. And the other? The rest, I'll tell you in the truck. Am I fading? I think I'm fading. I think I'm faded. I'm losing my mind. So she's able to see who went in there. She was like, one is Haru, the second person? Wait till we get to the trial. Wasting more time. Just let me know who the other person is. Still a weird girl as usual, but thanks to Kurokawa, this case could be solved fairly easy. Apart from that, I'm worried about Kurokawa's health. She usually looks weak and nervous, but this time she couldn't even sleep or eat at all. I hope she's okay. Alright, we got Mikako's testimony. Oh my goodness, bro. She's killing my vibes. Let's just go to Kenjo. Kenjo, what are you doing in front of the door? Maida, you're here. There was something I was going to check right now, but if it's okay, why don't we check together this out? What are we looking for? We're looking for it. It's open. Wasn't this room? Indeed, it was from Haru Kobishikawa's corpse. I borrowed the key from it for a while. Because this is an incident in a closed space with limited movement, it's better to search everywhere as possible. Alright, lead the way. I decided to follow Kenjo and investigate Haru's room. This man got absolutely nothing in his room. It's a room that's no different from my room, shockingly enough. Maida, look at this. There's something of interest here. Huh? Some kind of paper. To Haru, I have something to say. If you're reading this, why don't you come to the arsenal? I'm not gonna kill you. I hope you believe me. I'll be waiting. This is... Oh, the letter was written by the killer. See, this is what I'm talking about. Dude, letters, people writing letters to killers have been undefeated. Actually, undefeated. Every single time someone gets a note, they decide to go along with it. And I don't understand why. I get in this situation, it's okay to do it because in reality, everyone was losing their minds. So the thought of Haru going into the locker room by whoever wrote that note kind of makes sense, but still, gosh. Oh, the letter was written by the killer. It's the same method as when Maki was killed. Besides, this letter wasn't torn like last time. It's proof that the culprit couldn't even mess with. However, this seems a little more than what it takes. What it takes? I'll ask you, Mida. After reading this, would you go to the Arsenal? Huh? I mean, by the time this letter was sent, they would kill me. Just after we hit each other and fought in that situation, if I receive a letter like this from you. That was also the way bitch Higa used putting a letter down the door. Down the door? How can you even know that? Can't you tell by a glance? There's no reason to meet face to face and give a letter, and there's no other way to send a letter in the locker room this way. It's definitely the first time anyone thinks of calling themselves out for murder. But why did Haru go directly to the Arsenal? Well, couldn't it have been they didn't know because it was impossible to think normally? I mean, just before we went crazy. No, we were already crazy. If you look at the source of that madness, it's due to being starved and dying because we couldn't eat food and the fear that someone might kill you. In other words, it's because of the self-defense fear of death. I don't want to die. So you rather judge things related to the death more rationally than usual in extreme situations. Still, the question remains, why did Haru go through death's door by all means? Is it because they believed it? Whoa, what the sudden change in music? What? Haru probably believed. He believed that no one in our group that could commit a murder. They believed until the very end. Oh, that's right. In Kinjo's way of thinking, he would not understand that. But we've been with Haru more times than Kinjo can count. And he really truly believed that everyone here had no intentions. Damn. Committing a murder, they believed until the very end. Yeah, you got you. We were all in vain of whatever. He was the same. He wasn't sane, but he still opposed the idea of a murder to the end. Kinjo, you did that too, right? He didn't want to ask you, but we've all gotten weird. He pled to you to do something. Because Haru was like that, even if they were insane, he would have trusted a friend and go straight to the Arsenal. Such stupidity. That's not worth of the word trust. It's like jumping into death without being able to judge the situation. Yeah, and other people just think differently, Kinjo. You gotta understand others. Yeah, just be quiet. What's with the face? Were you hoping to get closer to me? Do you want me to be impressed by saying this was your way of showing your trust to others? Well, look at the results. He died because of that stupidity. That's the reason I'm far away from people like this. Kinjo. Enough. We're investigating now. We can't get excited over personal feelings. Well, whether Haru acted that way because of a mischief is withheld, but this letter is an important clue in the end. Just finding this gives a great achievement. There seems to be nothing else special in this room other than this. I'll leave and check another place. Then let's see each other at the class trial. Alright. I thought he was okay, but Kinjo is, after all, having doubts on his mind. If this class trial ends safely and we all survive, we'll have to seriously talk about Kinjo's state. Alright, letter in the room, adds your truth bullets. Alright. Is that it? No, wait, that's all the information we got. What? That's really it? Hello? Can everyone hear me? It's already time. Anyway, it happened only inside the ballroom, so there's not much to investigate, right? Now then, everyone, please gather in the courtroom, in the front entrance of the courtroom. Oh my god. That was one of the quickest investigations I've ever looked at. So it's already the end of the investigation. No matter how much I do, this is too short. Damn, I don't even think I recovered my sensitivity yet on my body. But it can't be helped. I did my best to investigate as much as I could. All that remains is what we have to what we have investigated so far. And we have no choice but to guess the killer with everyone else. Alright, let's get this thing going. Let's do this. Let's do this. Oh my god, this laundry list of people is so small. Everyone's here. Yes. Ray's like, damn. Satsuki's like, damn. Kinjo's like, damn. Mikaruko's like, damn. Oh, Maida's here. Then let's start the trial. Only the tension is flowing. The mood's terribly awkward. When in the ballroom, the world of a lawless land was so colorless and hard. Above all, the number of people was too small. 7 people, including me, besides one of us, is the culprit who killed Haru. Even if this trial is safely handed over, the criminal will be executed and only 6 people remain. 6. It was a number that didn't feel real. When has our head count been reduced to this extent? It's insane, bro. Looks like everyone has gathered. Well, easier to manage people since the numbers have been reduced. But isn't everyone's tensions too low? Events that are washed out like class trials are more lively. It's no fun because there's no reaction at all. Jeez. Now then, it's already the 4th time, right? This is the start of a fun class trial, so get on the elevator. Wow, this is... Oh, God. I'm in shambles right now about this trial. Whatever the case, I have to go beyond the class trial. The latter issues are for later. Everyone has their faces as if they were determined to do something even in an awkward mood. Different thoughts intersect each other, and we run into a hell called a class trial once again. Oh goodness. I am hyped. I'm hyped and sad at the same time because, yo, Haru's my guy, man. Alright, let's check everybody out. We finally escaped from the ballroom due to the death of Kobayashi-kun and escaped the risk of being hungry to death. I am not happy at all. We can only survive by someone's sacrifice. It's the same for the class trial. At the expense of one criminals, it's a system where everyone lives. I'm so sad I have to do this again. I agree. I actually agree. Satsuki, anything? Kobazang. Oh my god, I know he was your favorite. This case. No, you don't have to think so complicated. Wow, wow. What do you want? Don't worry about me. I'm not crying. Okay. And she's always quiet. Let's move. Let's get it. Then I'll open the door. Let's go. I'm excited. Let's get it. It's been a minute since I played this game too, so I feel like I'm gonna mess up all the controls again and everything. At first I thought that this elevator was so narrow that it felt full, but now it's so wide. I looked at the 6 other than me. In heavy silence, one by one, Kinjo is now in complete trial mode. In this state, Kinjo does a 180-degree change. He only uses his head to break through the event before his eyes. But is it because of our mood that it looks like there's an anxious expression somewhere? Satsuki, who has not lost her bright appearance at any time, she was still unable to escape her shock of losing Haru. She wasn't the same Satsuki anymore, and her shaggy appearance made even the beholder's heart ache. Oh my god! Oh man, Makako's always the same. Like literally, she could just stay consistent with silence, and I couldn't even tell what she's thinking. Akane looked very tired. She doesn't want to lose any more friends, and she doesn't want to go through a class trial anymore. That kind of heart seems to linger on her face. Teruya was listless. After the incident, I may feel that Teruya's behavior is strange, but if you think about it, Teruya was like this at every trial, honestly. He was always sus in every trial, so it's not unusual. Makaru wasn't saying that she watched this shovel as usual, but she was thinking of something unfamiliar to Makaru, like something unexpected even for her. Is there anything that will get us stuck in this case? Different thoughts and different beliefs cross between each other. At the point where there are only 7 people, we are thinking differently. Yeah, but we have to overcome this. A hell-like 4th class trial. The elevator stopped. As if we had made an appointment, we stepped at the same time without a special signal towards a very familiar courtroom. Let's see what the new design looks. Ooh, that's kind of classy. I like it. You're here. I was waiting. How are you guys? It's been a long time, hasn't it? You met with us right after the murder happened a while ago, though. Nah, I mean meeting as a judge. Well, it's been more than a week since the last trial. Instead of that, this pressing judge is more stylish than usual. Don't be useless and start the damn thing already. Shocked. Well, I'm always neglected, but this time it's getting more thorns. Don't you think so, Maida? I don't care. Start as Makaru said already. Even Maida's rude to me? This could be a sign to represent your heartache. Pooh, then I'll start as you want. Alright, let's get to our locations and our spots. Yup, crazy. Now, shall we start right away to uncover the truth of the prolonged stay in the ballroom? incident for more than a week. We have all the exciting, heart-pounding class trial. The only thing that's the same as usual is Monokuma. Each one of us were in serious mode, unlike usual. The tense in this trial, the feeling of losing a dear friend to us, the reason we're different, but in the end, we came for the class trial. Now, all that remains is to find the culprit by confronting all the clues, testimonies, and test our wits that we have. Stop. I don't want to look at this, bro. Haru, our relationship with him was finally bonding us together in the middle. He was like liquor, a liquor in the drugstore. With Satsuki, he always shows his bright side, and at the same time, his love for his friends was twice as deep as anyone else's. As a result, thanks to his death, we were able to eat and survive, but Haru couldn't eat anymore. It was an unavoidable choice to live, but as a result, there's a culprit that killed Haru. If we don't find him, we will all die in the end. Oh God. The atmosphere of the court is filled with silence. Our trial finally begins. A life-threatening discussion, a life-threatening lie, a life-threatening betrayal, a life-threatening conclusion, a life-threatening defense, a life-threatening trust, a life-threatening class trial. Let's get it. Let's get it. Nah, let's get it. Alright, the truth bullets, I have to look at them real quick. Give me a moment, because I'm possibly going to have to take a picture of every one of these. And then we're just going straight into it. Alright, sorry about that. I had to just finish up checking, so I went to read all the bullets. So if you saw like a quick skip, it was because I was looking at all the truth bullets. But I've done everything, so let's go ahead and get this thing started. Let's get it. Damn, this is crazy, bro. You already know a brief explanation of the class trial. You already know, point out the blackened, they'll be punished. In case you point out the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone else, and that person will leave the school. Thank you, Zephy, for the translation as usual. Let's get it. It's finally started. The fourth class trial. One of us is the culprit that killed Haru. We must find the culprit at all costs. Now then, please begin your discussion. Guys? Right, yeah. Should we start discussing? Okay, we have to work hard, so where do we start with? What do you want to start with? What? This stuffy, awkward mood? Well, it's not unreasonable because our conflict reached its peak. First, I think each of you will have a lot of things to say before the trial, and the feelings that you're feeling will be different. But now, let's focus on the trial in front of you, aside from everything else. Just like what we did before, haven't we? Kinjo. As Kinjo said, now that it's a trial, let's swallow what we want to say to each other for a moment, because survival is our priority now. Ha! You don't take that for granted, do you? Let's get started already. Then let's begin. Once we get the case sorted out, let's organize a series of events in chronological order based on what each of us know. Hey, wait a minute. Before that, I have something to say for just a minute, please. Oh, Satsuki, want to start something? What is it, Satsuki? I'm the killer. She's capping. I'm sorry. That's cap. Huh? That's cap. I'm sorry. Satsuki? What did you say just now? I said I'm the killer. Nah. Nah, stop playing. It's way too early. Nope, that's cap. I'm sorry. I don't believe it. I don't want to believe it. I rebuke that. That's the last thing I want to see from her or hear from her. She's capping. I'm the culprit who killed Haru Kobushikawa. Don't play around her, Arme. What are you saying all of a sudden? It's not a joke. Dude, no, she's not. Are you serious? Don't make me laugh. Do you think that if you claim to be the criminal without physical evidence or logic, you'll become the culprit? But I really killed Haru. Bro, stop. It can't be. Stop making bad jokes, Satsuki. You should explain one step at a time. If we listen and we're convinced, then we can really believe that you're the culprit. Suddenly, what is all this? Just as the trial began, she said she was the culprit. If it were a normal criminal, they would never confess. But would Satsuki really be the culprit? Before making any judgments, let's first listen to Sasuke's story. Okay, I'm listening. From now on, subject debates, betrayal, man. Nah, bump that. Let's get this thing now. The non-stop trial like music just never fails, bro. Okay. What are you claiming? Why are you claiming to be the culprit? Let's hear your reasoning. At dawn, Kobazing called me. Okay. It followed Kobazing. We went to the arsenal, and he pointed. And then, all by myself, he pointed a gun at me. I just shot him in self-defense. What? It can't be. What? If Sasuke really is the culprit, it means that the victim, Haruko himself, called the culprit. But that's not true, because Haru's actually the one who was called because that clue provides it. It's the letter. Okay, you already know. I already know which one it is, and Kobazin called you. Nope. Stop that. Let's get it going. Nope. Alright, let's get it. Wait, Sasuke, Haru called you? Isn't that odd? Is it weird? The victim Haru called you the culprit? That can't be it. Rather, the victim Haru was called by the culprit and went to the arsenal. If you were the culprit, you would know. You were saying he was called by the killer? That's... I don't know. Okay, see? How can you just make that up, Sasuke? Stop that. You're the last person in my mind that I could expect to do this. That's ridiculous. The letter was put in Haru's room, is what he's talking about. The contents are like this. To Haruhiko, I have something to tell you. If you read this, why don't you come to the arsenal? I'm not trying to kill you. I hope you believe me. I'll wait. Like, she's confused on that. See? Well, if the contents of that letter are true, it makes no sense that Kobashikawa called Satsuki and took her to the arsenal, right? It would be the opposite. That's right. But if Satsuki said that she doesn't know much about the letter, the killer doesn't know the letter they sent. Nope, it doesn't make sense. Thank you. I don't know. What if it was manipulation? Yuki and Tsurugi wrote that letter that I didn't know, and you're manipulating things now. Don't be a dickhead. Obviously, this evidence came from Haru's room. So, Sasuke's not the culprit? She's definitely not. Wrong. I really mean it. I'm the real culprit. I'm sorry, I just can't take you serious right now. I can't. Just looking at the current events to say that Sasuke is the culprit, it's hard to tell, but I want to make things a little more clear. So let's ask Haruhiko's other wound, whose source is unknown to the evidence that only the culprit, only they must know. Wait, there's another source of evidence that only the culprit may not know? I think it's the ruptured fingers, but I don't know. That's, yup, ruptured right hand. Sasuke, if you're really the culprit, there's one thing I want you to tell me. This isn't like a letter, but a direct clue to Haru's body. So if you're the culprit, it's a clue that you must know. What's that? Haru's right hand. You recall, his right hand was completely shattered. It's hard to say that this was a gunshot. If you're the culprit, can you tell me the true nature of this wound? Yeah, damn, see? I don't know. Why did his hand become that way? You don't have to talk anymore. You're not the culprit. Thank you. I'm like, bro. Wait a second, I'm telling the truth. Look, why are you still claiming to be the culprit? Like, is she trying to sacrifice all of us, bro? To like, I don't know, bro. Like, she doesn't want to live anymore. If this is real, even if Satsuki is the culprit, you'll only get executed. Thank you. I don't know what you're thinking, but this is not a joke. If Satsuki unnecessarily confessed our reasonings and chose the wrong killer, we will all die. Maybe that might have been the purpose. What? She was close to Haru, who died this time, right? Apparently, it looks like she was in severe shock, unlike the usual one, who always talk at random. With that shock in mind, you're trying to make us follow Haru's fate. Isn't that right? That was it? Absolutely not. Of course, I'm really sad that Haru died, but I'm very much sane. Stop it, Satsuki. We haven't even started a proper discussion yet. If the discussion goes on, the killer will be naturally revealed. If you really are the killer, you don't have to rush things. They'll all turn out okay. Thank you. Let it be, bruh. Let it be. Deadass, you're, like I said, last person to do it, it gotta be somebody else, bro. I just can't see her do it. I just can't. Sasuke. Like, especially like how it was all planned out. Who was the one that made the locker room mystery? How were they able to like make, I don't know, Haru's hand be in some position? The blood is scattered everywhere with grenades. Like, who would do such a thing? Like, come on, bro. And that's to think that's all her is impossible. All right, let's discuss about it. Has it been roughly organized? You wasted my time on useless things. So let's start from the beginning again. When the case started to happen. Hold on a minute. Is it okay to wait 1 minute before that? In this case, can we assure that Sasuke isn't completely the culprit? No, not necessarily. If Sasuke is really the culprit, there's still a possibility there. I just want to see the evidence to make sure. That's it. We haven't started any reasoning yet. First, there's a possibility for what happened a little while ago, but maybe that's some up. In what way they were excluding themselves from the suspect list? That had to be calculated. With Sasuke's mind, it would have been possible to tell. Hey, you're treating me as a fool right now. I don't think it was on purpose. Quiet. First, as Kinjo said, let's summarize the unfolding of the case. Damn, why she telling me to be quiet? Okay, alright. Where can we start from the evening before the incident happened? Oh, that was when Maida, Kobashikawa, Otori, and Sasuke, Makako, and me, 6 people gathered at the restaurant. Maida called us, and at the time we were at the limit of our hunger. We all thought to come together to meet each other in the thought that we should somehow unfold a hard policy. At that time, Teruya suggested. I'll tell you, I wasn't really saying back then that what happened was my fault for being immature. What's this? I didn't even see your faces the day before the murder took place. I don't know this, so explain exactly what's going on. Teruya gave us a pen and paper to nominate 1 victim and 1 criminal. He asked for 1 person to vote. Since Monokuma banned suicide, it was a plan to set up the case as the expense of 2 people. That was really crazy. I'm sorry. It's okay, Teruya. Bro, I ain't gonna lie. If I was in that situation, bro, I might go crazy insane myself. Now, Kinjo insane? I don't know about that, but I probably would go insane. It's alright. It's all over now. We almost agreed to this plan too. It looks like the part I saw from there. I broke into the restaurant because the absurd plan was about to be implemented. Yeah, Kinjo came in and handed out guns to each of us to commit suicide. Same reaction. Yeah, that's crazy. What? Oh, no. Nothing at all. Keep going. Well, that's when we started to fight back at Kinjo. And then we were lucky enough to catch him and was judged to be dangerous, so he couldn't move anymore. Bro, every time I think about the scenario in my head, this shit is funny. I can't lie. Yo, Ray is cooking, bruh. She's truly my favorite character. Oh my, sorry. I was so uneducated today. Continue, so... The problem started after this. Thanks to Kinjo, the plan was halted, but there was no progression for the day. We locked Kinjo in the room and then went back to each room. Between this morning, Haru died. Oh, goodness gracious. I couldn't sleep all night, so I was staying with my eyes open, but I heard something outside in the morning, so I went out and Maida was asking for help, saying that the door was not open. And when someone opened the door, you found the body? Yeah, that's right. This case is missing our eyes between the dawn hours, and there's not much evidence, so we had no choice but to share information that we know of each other. First, a few alibis can be established just by hearing about this. Alibis? Yes, so let's dig into the alibis one by one, alright? Let's get it. Oh wow, a lot of things on here. Alright. First off, it won't be a problem if I excluded myself from the suspect list, since I was tied up, right? Okay. Oh, certainly. An idea where Kinjo commits the crime doesn't seem possible. I have an alibi too, Maida and me. We were together when the BDA happened. If so, the ones who can be suspected as criminals are Makaru, Taira, Satsuki, and Kurokawa. It's those 4 people. I really don't have an alibi, but it's not me. Satsuki is the killer. Yo, she's gonna keep saying this, huh? You stupid. You shut up already. Stop causing trouble. If only there was more information that checks our alibis at dawn. But if someone wandered around at dawn, the killer wouldn't have been able to move. It's Kurakawa's testimony. It's that one. I gotta agree with Kinjo on Kurakawa's testimony. Everyone was insane at the time, and the incident happened while everyone's senses were bad near dawn. So it's necessary to establish their alibis. Come to think of it, I think someone apparently saw some people heading into the arsenal room. Could that information help alibis? I already know which one. Thank God I don't even gotta check. I don't even gotta do anything. Kurakawa's testimony. Boom, 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 boom. Shoot that shit right there. Consent. Let's go, bruh. So far, doing so good. So far, so good. Kinjo, wait. Come to think of it, I think there was someone who knows the alibis during dawn in detail. Who is it? During the investigation, Kurakawa, she clearly testified to me that she had seen who went to the arsenal in the morning. Right, Kurakawa? Yes. What? If that's true, the culprit has already been revealed, right? You're noisy. Be quiet. Hey, dark circles. So who did you see? Kurakawa's room was right next to the arsenal, so she heard the arsenal door open and closing. Of course, the arsenal is soundproof, so she didn't hear the sounds from inside. I don't think hearing only the sound is enough to be a direct witness testimony. No, I saw people passing by in front of my door. What? No way, you've been watching the hallway all morning? Is that what you want? Mm-hmm. But then, still, it would have been difficult to stay sane and hunger, but watching the hallway all night without sleep is... However, that worked nicely in reverse. The culprit couldn't have thought that there must have been someone in the midst of watching the corridor. That's a great achievement, Kurakawa. So then who passed by? Well, I don't know the time. The exact time is unknown, but it was in this order. First it was Haru and Satsuki, from the left and right. The arsenal didn't open at this time. A little later, Satsuki went from right to left. She was alone at the time. A little later, after Satsuki passed, Teruya went from left to right. A little later, again, I heard the sound of the arsenal door. Then Teruya went from right to left. And after a while, Haru goes from right to left. Soon after, Haru and Satsuki are together again. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, but wait a minute. That I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what left to right, right to left means. Can you tell us a little more clearly? You're the only one that doesn't understand something so simple, aren't you? Don't cut the flow for no reason. Focus and listen. Don't be like that. I'm a little confused too, but let's listen to Kurakawa's story until the end and reorganize it in an easy to understand manner. Kurakawa, is that everything? Okay, so are they gonna show like where everyone's like location is? Indeed. As you said, you can assume that the killer was has already revealed themselves. At the time of the investigation, I didn't know this because Kurakawa didn't tell me properly. This definitely was a tremendous amount of information. Yeah, y'all all like quiet. Hey, I want to join the discussion too, but can't you tell us a little bit more easily? Oh, sorry, Tara. I'll organize it so it's easy to understand. But before that, there's something I want to check again. The location of the rooms each was using. If we know this, I think we can properly organize Kurakawa's information. Well, that's certainly something I want to do and need to move on. From what I roughly checked with each other during the investigation, yeah, I need to see a map. Everyone remember the structure of the corridor besides the ballroom where the rooms are listed, right? As you know, you did a little closer examination. There was a small tag on the door of each room. So those are rooms, yep. 1, 2, wow, they did it so weird. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like it went from 1, 2, and then it's just like upward, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay. And according to the tags, the rooms are distributed in this manner. Monokuma randomly gave each of us a key. And for what I have investigated... Okay, I see. Okay. If they bring up the scenarios again, I kind of got the idea. So Satsuki right to left, Haru left to right, yeah. Or Haru left to right, meaning he might have went to Satsuki's room and... Nah, let me see. Actually, I'm messing up. It's probably how each of us were located in each room. When we reconsider Kurokawa's testimony after arranging the distribution of each room used by each person. In this way, we can see that a few suspects are eliminated. Well, I mean, I didn't understand Makako's words at all. That's your own fault. Are you gonna blow up a valuable discussion time for someone like you? Shut your ass up, Kinjo. Literally, I could understand how people could get confused on someone just saying left to right, right to left. Like, come on, bruh. Kinjo, that's too far. It's important for one person to know about the case, right? I'll rearrange it and explain to Tyra. Do what you like, preferably as quickly as possible. Kinjo, you still don't seem to forgive me. Tyra, so to summarize Kurokawa's words simply, first, the fact that Kurokawa watched the hallway all morning. Tyra, you heard it earlier, right? And based on what Kinjo summarized, Kurokawa's room is door 8. It's the right side of the arsenal. When you go straight from the entrance of the arsenal to the corridor, as Kurokawa explained a little while ago, from what she said, from left to right and from right to left was based on the direction facing the corridor in Kurokawa's way. Here, I'll make it more easier to understand in pictures. Okay, see, yup. In order, Kurokawa saw Haruhiko and Satsuki were the first people that passed by in front of the corridor at this time. Okay, understandable. She said there was no sound from the arsenal door at this time, so I think it was just the two of them passing by, talking amongst each other, okay? And a little later, she said that Satsuki passed alone again in the opposite direction. Alright, so she passed by, and was not shortly after, she said Teruya passed by. And this time she could hear the sound of the arsenal door going. This probably means that Teruya went to the arsenal room, so Teruya was the first one in. After a while, the sound of the arsenal doors opening was heard again, and then Teruya passed to the opposite direction. So he closed the thing back, went back to his room. Alright? Soon after, Haru passed at the same direction again. After this, Haru and Satsuki went from left to right again. And this time, the door to the arsenal was open. Someone went into the arsenal room. So both of them did. After that, there was no movement for a while, and after a little while times passed, Satsuki passed by with the sound of the arsenal door open. So she came out of there by herself. Those are all the movements that Kurokawa saw and heard during the morning. After this, well, she heard the ruckus of the arsenal door right next, but that was probably the sound of me trying to open the door. Teruya, who passed by, heard the sounds I made. Okay. Then I opened the door with Teruya's help during this time. That's the summary of what Kurokawa heard and saw roughly like this. Do you understand? Okay, that's understandable. That slideshow was amazing. Wow, Maida explained it to me. I understood it all at once. Thanks. Really? But wait, if we look at from the current events of each step, yeah, there's one suspicious person. Do you see it clearly? I can't guarantee 100% what Kurokawa heard and saw was everything that happened at dawn, but with the information obtained till now, the results in one influential suspect of this case. That person was Teruya.
Hello.
Exactly. What the hell are you doing in the arsenal? Teruya is the only one who fits to be the main suspect of this case. Me? Haru was the victim, so he couldn't help it. But the fact that Satsuki was close to Haru makes you understand why she was there. But why did Teruya move around like that so early in the morning? Facts. Oh, that was what was it again? Right, I was investigating. Yeah, everyone's in a panic, so I wanted to find clues to get out, even for a little bit. Just a few hours ago, you were trying to pick two victims. The guy who was despairing and doing the investigation was thinking of all these things. Doesn't it sound a little weird? I agree. That's all there is to it. The weight fixed my mind. People can change their minds easily, you know? Nah, not when you hungry like that. Even if it's true that you did investigate. If you think about it based on Kurokawa's testimony, you were only in the arsenal. What kind of investigation did you do in that arsenal then? No, I never went to the arsenal. Well, this man is lying like shit, Atori-kun. Please stop the pretense and explain properly. What the hell did you do in the arsenal? I never went into the arsenal. Boy, you are a liar, Teruya. What is that? Why does it have to be only me? I did nothing wrong. If you look at it, Satsuki also went around Dawn. Why am I the only suspicious? Yeah, I'm the culprit. Satsuki, shut your ass up! Let me get to Rio real quick. Are you still saying that? I told you to be quiet. Certainly, Satsuki is well enough suspicious. However, she says she doesn't know the identity of the letter, nor does she know about Haru's hand. So that's it then? You're just gonna take her off the list just because she doesn't know? That's a long shot. I didn't know anything about a letter or the right hand either. Don't be mistaken, Teruya. You now said that Satsuki is the culprit and you don't know about these clues. While Satsuki claimed to be the culprit, but she doesn't recognize these clues, are entirely different matters. Then what about Maida? When I saw him this morning, he was trying to get into the arsenal, so Maida is also suspicious. That just happened. Yes, I won't deny that Maida is the suspect as you claim. He had been in and out of the arsenal in previous days and even this morning. He had a strange idea of going into the arsenal again. Yeah, that's true, I can't lie, but this and that is a separate matter. As a result, Maida failed to enter the arsenal this morning. There was no testimony of Kurokawa witnessing in the morning, so this is not suitable for committing the crime. Oh well, anyways, I don't know about that. I'm exactly trying to protect him, but relying on Dark Circle's testimony has a slightly loose time frame. I'm going to ignore it. To not make me go nuts and move on already. I know that. It's about the structure of the ballroom, right? The structure? Think about it. Even if Kurokawa watched the hallway all night, it's all about looking outside of the room and hearing the arsenal door. But if you look at the structure of the ballroom, you can easily enter the arsenal without passing Kurokawa's door. You are right about that. Because we were all at the ballroom for a week, I think everyone should know. But the arsenal is structured around the dance hall at 360 degrees. In other words, if you go back to the other side, you can enter the arsenal. Without being noticed by Kurokawa. Wow, that's crazy. Moreover, in more case of Maida, Kurokawa does not stand out, even if it does not use the method and go straight into the arsenal from his own room, since it was the opposite side to Kurokawa's room in the first place. He's right. You knew that too. See, Maida's the culprit after all. But there's something you shouldn't overlook. Even if you use some method to enter the arsenal without showing your appearance to Kurokawa, there's still the sound of the door opening and closing that only can be heard by Kurokawa. Huh? But in Makako's testimony, the sound of the arsenal opening and closing was already heard before and after someone passed her door. That's right. After all, the person who walked out the arsenal at dawn, I can't think of anything other than these three people who showed up in the testimony: Haru, Satsuki, and Teruya. That's all lies. Bro, you're caught, bruh. So Teruya, you went into the arsenal. I want to hear your reasoning to make sure. If you're really innocent, there's no reason to panic, right? I'm really innocent, really. I just went to the arsenal too. I just went for a minute. I don't think there will be an end to this if this keeps going on. What is Teruya so afraid of? I'm not sure. He doesn't want to say anything because, well, I'm not certain, but I'll have to show more convincing evidence that has no choice but to speak on his own word. Come to think of it, there seems to be one suspicious thing about Teruya during the investigation. What was it? It was when I was investigating something in the arsenal. Let's call that moment. From now on, spot selection will commence. Would you like to hear more? Spot selection? Oh, it's spot selection. I'm fucking... Bro, it's been a minute. I don't know why, but I'm just dumb. I already know which one it is. It's the damn gun. Move, boom, boom, boom. There we go. I mean, come on now. He's the only thing. Corner gun. And he shot that thing, too. That was cool. Come to think of it, Teruya didn't say something strange to me when I was investigating. What? Something strange? I don't know. I found a gun that was dropped in a corner, and when I checked it to investigate, suddenly you came and told me not to touch it because it will blow up. What do you mean, Maida? Tell us some more in detail. There was a gun in the corner of the arsenal that was hard to see. I tried to investigate why it was in a corner like that. Suddenly, Teruya, who was nearby, ran up and told me not to touch it because it would blow up if I shot. Maybe he thought I was going to use the gun. If you shoot, it will blow up. What are you talking about? No, before answering that question, how did he know about that? Maida, the gun, did you properly investigate it? Huh? I did examine it roughly, but it was a normal gun with nothing special. I thought it was equipped with a bomb or something, because I thought it was going to explode. Probably. It's not like that. Hey, Monokuma. Huh? Did you call me? I was enjoying this. What's up? I require you to submit evidence. Bring the gun might have mentioned. What are you... Why am I being ordered? Submit evidence? Is that possible? It is part of the debate of the class trial. There's no problem by the rules. You, the judge, have no right to deny it. That's correct. There's no profit to rejecting it. Besides, if it's part of the discussion, what's the point? Gee, I really don't like that attitude. How can you be so cheeky? Shut up and get it already. Pooh. Actually, I thought this was going to happen. I brought it from the beginning. Now, here you go. Alright, just a simple M9 pistol. How is it? This is it. Okay, show the demonstration. It's a bullet. Bullet? It was loaded? It's not a simple bullet. It's a bullet for shotguns and medium-sized rifles. Oh, I see. If a bullet doesn't meet the standards forcibly loaded to the gun, then the gun's gonna blow up because it's too big of a magazine. If you pull the trigger with one of these, a bullet that doesn't fit into the magazine, it'll enter the chamber, block the muzzle, and of course, no bullet shot should come out. The pressure from the gunpowder has to disappear from where it's supposed to go. Instead, if it goes spreading all over the gun itself, it will end up being shattered. Oh, but wait a minute. But then why did Teruya know about that? Why? Oh, that's crazy. I see now. What you did in Arsenal. Oh, Atori, did you change the bullets on purpose? For what reason? A gun in that state, if you hold it with the human hand and fire it, your hand will never be the same. Oh. When I listen to those words just now, I see a very similar wound I remember in my mind. Yes, the source is clear. Haruhiko's right hand. I understand now. Haru was hit by the explosion of the pistol that Kenjo was holding right now. That evidence was also in the arsenal. That proof is... Oh, so I already did rupture right hand. Severed fingers. Oh, I'm stupid. Oh, but I didn't think it'd be this gun, right? Oh my god, I'm dumb. Because I'm thinking, bro, like, if I'm looking at that M9 pistol, right, I think that's what's confusing me. And I kept getting tripped up on the answer. If he took the gun and shot it, it would blow up his hand. But the gun that Teruya has, no one shot it, meaning it didn't explode on his hand, meaning that can't possibly be the weapon. Oh wait, this is getting crazy actually. I'll continue, but this actually is getting nuts. Yeah, that's right. It was in the arsenal room. The fragment of the gun filled with blood, which appeared to have been burst from the inside. Yeah, I saw that too. Haruhiko fired the gun wrongly loaded, just like this gun, and the gun he was holding exploded, and his hand ended up being ruptured. Oh, or is he saying that, like, are they saying that, like, he could have done this to multiple weapons? I'm not too sure. Let's continue. Then, Otori did this to Kobushikawa. Wait a minute. I'm sure this gun is the one to touch, but I don't know about the other destroyed gun. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Oh, you admitted it. The fact that he touched this gun. No. Yeah, nah, but that's true. You didn't. There are two guns with misloaded bullets. It's a little weird, but I'm certain, Teruya, you definitely did something. Wow. Is that really it? I think if we pry a little more, you'll end up confessing everything. Don't treat people as criminals without solid evidence. Even if I put my hands on the gun, it can't be proof that I'm the killer. So I don't know anything. Give me the proof, evidence. It can't be denied that Teruya is the most powerful suspect right now. But is there any more solid evidence? If we keep discussing, we might see something that we haven't considered before. Before starting the non-stop debate, we recommend that you hear about bullet scan. Would you like to hear the explanation? Whatever. Insert long explanation of bullets. Control X to scan. Maintain press while scanning the yellow words and record the bullet. Remember that there's only one true bullet. If you scan the wrong one, you won't be able to record it. Oh, is it that one where I'm gonna have to pull some? Okay, I'm gonna have to pull out some evidence that's not with one of the truth bullets that we have now. Yeah, that's why they kept this a Monokuma file. I don't know anything. It's already been revealed. Stop lying and tell the truth. You went into the arsenal. You deliberately loaded the gun wrong so that the bullets would explode. By only doing that doesn't mean I'm the culprit, does it? Of course, you loaded the gun. You can't say it doesn't make you the culprit, but the killer loaded the bullet on purpose. I'm certain of this. That's far-fetched because I'm not the killer. Because I did that one thing, you're treating me as a culprit. You know the gun was going to explode. What more evidence do you want to see? Otori, how could you? Of how? What the hell? What the hell? I saw something that just said pen and paper. It's certain that Teruya went into the arsenal at dawn and secretly manipulated a gun. But is that really all there is? They sneak a dawn just to do that one action? Let's think about it. If we listen to everyone's statement, we'll be able to uncover another track of Teruya's deeds. Oh! Take the pen and paper and shoot it at, I think, right? The killer loaded the bullet on purpose. Listen to this. Because I did that one thing, you're treating me like a culprit. So I think it's this one. I think it's pen and paper. He did so, that was a lot to say. I have to like turn my head, but I think it's something that deals with the pen and paper scenario. And then you agree with Teruya. You agree with Kinjo. Boom. It's not? Okay. Do I take the he secretly did that one thing and shoot the pen and paper? Okay, hold up. So I think I shoot this at because he did that one thing, the pen and paper scenario. Yep, that's what it was. That's what it was. But I don't know how to clarify him. I don't know how to clarify or understand why the pen and paper would have anything to do with, that's it, the pen and paper. The paper and pen. What? After listening to Tyrus thought about it. At the beginning of the trial, you guys remember the letter that you sent? Oh, I'm so stupid. Oh, I'm so stupid. I just realized. Teruya is the only one that had pen and paper. He only had one pen and had papers from his back thing. That means he's the only one that could write the letter to Haru because he had the pen and paper. Oh my god, this is crazy. What? I thought about it. At the beginning of the trial, you guys remember the letter that you said when you were blaming Satsuki. I've been thinking about it's been weird all this time. How did a culprit write this letter? Exactly. You need pen and paper to do that. We should have lost all of our belongings at the same time when we were in the ballroom. Hearing that, yeah, how did... Oh, you see? Yup. Exactly, Maida. Perhaps the night before the murder, there was someone who secretly handed out a piece of paper and that has been secretly shoving a paper to ask someone to choose two victims. And that was Teruya. Yeah. Yup. It's obvious that at this point that Teruya was clearly said that at the time the extra paper and pen were not removed from his clothes. That means Teruya is the only one who has a pen and paper in their belongings. Don't joke around. You could have accidentally found another piece of paper and wrote it. Nope. Oh, is that so? Should we check then? Monokuma, bring that letter. I knew that would happen, so I brought that in advance. Oh yeah, he was thinking of everything. Now, without that guy making a commotion, let's read it. This must be. It's the same paper Teruya had. Then, Otori was the one who sent that letter to Kobayashi-kun's room? Wait a minute. You're forcing me. I handed out a bunch of papers to you guys. Soon after that, while Kinjo made a fuss, he might have gotten one in the mass of confusion. If it's only the paper, it might have been possible. But what about your side, Teruya? What about your side? Teruya said it with his own words. There's only one pen. No matter how much paper you have, you cannot write a letter without a pen. The pen was also in confusion. Oh, then that means you don't have the pen right now because you said you only had one. If we look into your belongings and the party clothes you wore, you won't have any complaints, right? That's not allowed. No, stop it, bro. We on your ass. We are on your ass. Why not? Is there something that we shouldn't see? Yeah, you're caught, buddy. Give up. It's time. Give up, brother. It's decided then. You can't refute it anymore. He wrote the letter by calling out Haru and misloaded the gun to let his hand be ruptured. All of this was you. This is what you did, Teruya. Really? You Otori? Why? Why? Why did you do that? Why did you kill Kobishikawa? I'm sorry. All you said was right. Damn, bro. This is what I really did not want. Yeah. After all, you couldn't stand the hunger too. What else could someone do otherwise? Actually, there was a reason that I was aiming at Haru, and there was a reason for when we fought each other. It was all because of hunger. Otori. So, what were you hoping for? Sympathy? Either way, you planned the murder and executed it. No, I have nothing to say. I don't want to make any more excuses and dishonor Haru anymore. I'm going to die anyway. Wait, there's one thing I'm curious about. Why did you go to the arsenal before the victim worked with the gun, write a letter to call him, and then go back again to the arsenal? My plan was to originally summon Haru and then see him go into the arsenal, and I would go with him. As if it had nothing to do with the criminal, Haru and I were supposed to fight and then provoke him and let him shoot me with the gun I prepared. Once that happened, his hand would fly away without knowing anything, so he would die. In the past, I followed my papa to study guns in America. Damn! Bro, Teruya knows his shit, bro. I cannot believe this. Then I decided to commit a crime by using the knowledge I gained at the time. So I went back to my room and watched to see Haru come out. But I was too tired, so I fell asleep until morning came. In the end, I don't know the reason why Haru broke his hand, but in any case, it was my fault. The fact that I killed Haru doesn't change that this was a difficult answer to even predict. I'm glad you're a stupid fool. In a way, Kurokawa, who was watching the corridor all day, I think it was a good thing. Thanks to that, my crime was discovered. Teruya. This discussion so far has ended with the conclusion that Teruya is the culprit. It seems like a long shot, I think. There's still a lot of unsolved questions. Wait a minute. I've been listening to all this time. Something is wrong with Teruya. Teruya is not the culprit. Satsuki, why do you keep doing this BS right now, bruh? Satsuki, what are you talking about? Otori just admitted it. I mean, the culprit is me. Are you still saying that? I told you to shut up. Wait, is Teruya really the culprit? I mean, yeah, look, like, I had a feeling because the gun that Teruya used is not the same thing that exploded. That's what's tripping me up. Huh? Even Makako? If I'm right, Teruya is not the culprit. There's still an unsolved mystery. What are you guys talking about? I'm the culprit, aren't I? I'm almost 90% certain that Teruya is the culprit, but it's still a little too early to the trial to end it. I agree that there's an unsolved mystery left. If we tried to vote without anyone speaking up like this, I would have tried to do it, but actually, this is the most important part of the case right now. Huh? What's this all of a sudden? Wasn't the trial ending like this? That's right. If we think about it carefully, there are still a lot of parts that cannot be explained on the contents of this discussion. But I'd like to hear why Kurokawa thinks Teruya is not the culprit. You weren't careful enough, even for Kinjo. What? Nothing. Anyway, if you listen to the explanation, you'll know him. You'll know right away. All right, excited for this discussion. To hear this out. Yeah, there's still a lot of things that are unsolved, like the wooden plank. Yup, the flashing smoke. Why do you think Teruya is not the culprit? Well, Teruya passed the door to my room. He sent the letter to Haruhiko. Yup, that's true. Afterwards, he went inside the arsenal for his next plan. This is the explanation so far. But after that, Teruya passed the door to my room again. There was no movement until the morning after. But they were... Even if Teruya did plotted something, even if Haruhiko's hand was exploded, the direct cause of death to the gunshot wound. True, Teruya didn't mention that he used the gun himself. And Teruya, who came out of the arsenal before Haruhiko could not kill him. And one more thing, the arsenal was blocked from the inside. That I agree with. Does anyone know about this? Yup. The wooden plank. After listening to Kuraga's words, it seems like something comes to mind. If we know about Teruya, yeah, it was around then when I found the course of Teruya. What was there? I tried opening it, then the blocked door. The reason the door was blocked at the time was because, yep, boom. Yep, consent. Because now Teruya's gonna have to explain how did he cause the the locked door mystery, the wood plank. Are you referring to this Kurakawa? That's right, Mata. You mean the broken wooden plank that fell near the arsenal door? Yeah, according to Maida, he opened the arsenal door in the morning with Teruya's help. You're not going to say just because they opened the door together he's not the culprit, are you? That's not it. Think about it. After Teruya entered and left the arsenal room, Haruhiko entered afterwards. Until this moment, the door of the arsenal was open. Then, when was the door blocked with the wooden planks? Well, when was it? It is for a fact that Kobayashi opened the door and went in. Doesn't that mean that the door was blocked after that? That is true. But according to Dark Circle's testimony, Teruya did not even enter the arsenal after doing his little scheme. In other words, Teruya was the one who blocked the door with the wooden plank. It's only natural. When I tried to open the door with Maida in this morning, I was embarrassed to know that the arsenal, which had only been open, was not open. As I said before, you must have passed by Kurakawa's room. Even if you don't, you can head to the arsenal room. You can head to the arsenal door. After that, the door to the arsenal was open one more time, and that time Teruya finished his plan. That's impossible. Since Haru was the last one to enter, the arsenal door had been opened only once. If Teruya went in and out of the arsenal, I should have heard the sound twice. Well, for starters, the wood plank were used to collapse the door, I guess. If you do something like this from the inside, wouldn't you be able to come out? That's true. But even if you put the plank by some trick from outside, there weren't just one plank. You know what I'm talking about. Right, Maida? There wasn't just one plank. Yeah, I saw it clearly. The thing that fell with the plank near the door at the same time it fell to the ground. As soon as the plank was crushed and made a loud noise, that thing was the flashbang grenade. Granada! Flash of smoke. Yup. Right. The objects that were separated from the plank. You mean the flash and smoke grenade, right? Flash and smoke grenades? Ah, is those things that were near the door? Yes. When Teruya and I first opened the door, we heard a scattered sound from the inside, and immediately afterwards, a tremendous amount of light and noise hit us. And then after a few moments, when we opened our eyes, the arsenal was filled with smoke. After pulling out the plank from the handle, the door was open and the plank fell because of the effort we did. That's right. Now you see, it's impossible to block the door like that from the outside. What? Are you saying Teruya is not the culprit? Wait a moment. But it was me who wrote the letter and had the gun ready to explode. It was the reason Haru saw the gun and then it exploded on his hand. I told you a little while ago. It is true that Haruhiko's right hand was ruptured, but the cause of death was the gunshot wound. Teruya, you only prepared the gun, but you didn't shoot Haru, did you? True. That's no. Hold it. Teruya had an obvious murder intent. Now it's a contradiction to say that he isn't the culprit? What's wrong, Mr. Psycho Cop? Using forceful logic in a way that doesn't seem like it would reach an answer like that? Dark Circles is right. I don't think Teruya's the killer either. Then who is the culprit? You're saying it's impossible for Teruya to block a door, however no one else can do it. That's true. That's the biggest mystery in this case. Oh shit. So what are you saying is, in short, it's an impossible crime. Oh, this is getting fucking crazy. Oh my goodness. Damn. There's so much more we don't know about. Oh my goodness. This game is so sick. I swear to God, this game is so sick. I can't believe a game like this was even created. Like, this fan game is just nuts. Yeah, bump the truth bullets. Continue this case. This shit is fire. An impossible crime? What does that mean? It's literally what it means. The incident happened, but no one in this state is capable of causing the incident itself. That can't be. I can't affirm there's no such thing as an impossible crime in this world. I agree with this. There's no unsolved problem in this world. When a result has happened, it means that there was a series of processes. Then in this case, how do you explain it? To assert that this is a possible crime, you gave up on the case. There's a secret that has not been yet solved, where your thoughts don't reach the end. But if neither Kenjo or Makaru, who always know the critical points of the case, weren't confused enough to say that it's already a mystery that can't be solved. Shut up. Do I look like I'm panicking right now? Well, I see a kind of sweat droplet that's coming out of your left cheek, so yeah, you kind of are. Sorry, but it looks like that. It's been a few days now, but these days Kenjo is not Kenjo at all. Just like Maida before coming to the ballroom. You're being very annoying, damn criminal. Kenjo, why are you saying that? It's not really like you to get emotional so easily. Ignore it. Now we're on the trial. This is a life or death war. If you take care of someone who loses their temper during a war, you'll have to go through them. There's no other option. This person or that person, I'm done. Again, this case isn't an unsolved crime. Let's organize the information. Kenjo. First, even if we put on hold Tsuruya's claim that the crime is impossible, it will be necessary to look at the case from a different point of view. A different point of view? In retrospect, all of the reasoning we've done so far is based on Kurokawa's testimony. Let's step back here for a moment. Has anyone ever seen Kurokawa spy on the hallway? Oh, that's a good angle! What do you mean? Because she could be lying. In short, Kurokawa's testimony is not too blind, but are Kurokawa's words 100% true? She would be hungry in extreme circumstances. Would she bear with that in mind? Lastly, there could be a possibility that Kurokawa was the culprit. When the idea comes up, she could be playing with all of us. Kenjo. Hey, did you went crazy? Did you really flip that around that fast? That's stuff that comes from your mouth. What? I'm talking about possibilities. At the time of Tomori's murder, during Kenjo's testimony, you put a thread on our private room doors to prove our alibis. But that was evidence that no one else knew other than you, Kenjo. Oh! Wait, hold up. Makako's actually spitting. We actually believed in your law when you did it in case 2 and didn't think nothing of it, even though nobody else saw you. So now this case, you can't provide the same thing to Makako. It's the same story. It's different from that. What I've been doing at the time is what I've been doing before the incident, and this is simply what you've seen in her testimony. It is meaningless to condone the truth of or falsehood in a testimony. Did you forget what you said? She's spitting. It's utterly disappointing, Tsurugi Kenjo. Even though I was thinking you were just a crazy guy, I admitted your reasoning skills, but now you stopped thinking with your head. Such a situation is quite desperate. Isn't Kenjo trying to do everything he can? Kurokawa, is there no way to prove it? Your testimony, I mean? I don't know why I have to do this. Why not ask Satsuki or Teruya? Huh? You heard about my testimony. Teruya admitted that he entered the arsenal a while ago. What about Satsuki? If I was out at dawn, well, like Kurokawa said, since I'm the killer above top, of course I wandered around at dawn. Even if we ignore the backstory, Dark Story's testimony is reliable in its own right now. If I were you, I would have known that right away without having to do this cumbersome work. You're noisy. As long as your reasoning hits a wall, it's a way to do what you can. Hey, you admitted with your own words that your reasoning was blocked now, huh? That's funny. Be quiet, Makaru. You are on the same level as we are right now. Do you think you're in a position to mock others now? That's enough. Oh my god, she's taking the fuck over. Makako is taking over. How come Kurokawa can have this powerful voice in the class, y'all? I'm telling you, over time, she's low-key just tired of the bullshit. She went from like, yo, I could just chill back and relax to like, yo, you guys are all idiots. I'm gonna have to step in. Everyone, don't get worked up. Since this is a difficult case, we need to regain stability more than usual. So let's calm down and look back again from the beginning. There must be something we missed. Sorry, as Maida said, I was getting too excited. I apologize. Then. Teruya or Tori is not the culprit. I'm sure up to this point. Even if that's true, we'll have to double check. Teruya, are you really sure you sent the letter to Haru and loaded the bullets? Well, yes. I'll say, I still can't believe I'm not the culprit. I didn't really read the Monokuma file properly, so in a hurry, I saw the right hand rupture, so I guess I was the one who did it. That probably isn't a lie. Teruya really thought he was the killer. He said a little while ago, as if confessing, he told us he was going to be executed. It's not likely, but something came to mind in my head. Can I speak? Go ahead, Kane. Yup. An accomplice. Or in fact, there were two culprits. Dismiss. Anyways, oh my goodness. I accidentally skipped two messages twice, but long story short, TLDR what Ray is saying, Akane, you're an absolute idiot. We're gonna move on. Anything like that just crumbles it. Just take it out of your brain and throw it in the trash. Yup. That's unfair. I said it because I was just thinking in my own way. If Teruya had an accomplice, even there would have been a person who objected at the time of him being accused as a culprit. Even if not, Teruya would have confessed everything and made a mistake in the end. But what if there was a real criminal and pointed out Otori as a culprit? Everyone except the real culprit died, right? Can't you think about a development like the culprit used Otori? Oh, you're using your head, but that wouldn't be it. Even if a culprit secretly worked behind Teruya Otori to cover up his sins, it is impossible to work without him because of the limited circumstances of the arsenal. And even if there was an accomplice, if we believe Yuzakura Kara's testimony, the only suspect remains is Satsuki, so she can't be. Huh? Wait a minute. I have a thought that something passed like a flash in my head just now. No, bro. Oh, boy, bro. Bro, it really might be her, bruh. It actually might be her. You're relentless. Why are you claiming to be the killer? Even after that, you don't know anything about the case. The more you claim to be the culprit, the more you claim your innocence. You still didn't notice. Let's organize our thoughts. First, Teruya's not the culprit. He didn't shoot. What Teruya did was call Haru by using a letter and make a trap that explodes the gun by misloading a bullet, and the person who killed Haru himself. In other words, what the real culprit did, what Teruya didn't do, that is, grabbing the gun to kill Haru, messed up the interior of the arsenal, and finally locked the door with the plank and the grenades. Teruya doesn't know what the real culprit did. If we think like that, conversely, does the culprit know what Teruya did? No, the real culprit wouldn't know what Teruya did. As Makuru said earlier, what Teruya did was unknown to anyone since he was in the closed space of the arsenal, unless the culprit directly see it or Teruya tells them in advance, and he didn't do that. Wait, guys, there's something I want to check for a moment. Maida? Before Kurokawa watched it during the morning, from that point on, what if someone was hiding inside the arsenal? Could there be such a case? No, I don't think that would happen. Kinjo was tied up, and I saw Tyra go into the room before. Makaru, the last time she went into the empty room to the left of the dance hall, she didn't exit the room at all. When did you see this? Well, you're right. I was investigating the empty room all day long. Then there's only two suspects that Kurokawa has seen, and they don't know what each one had done. In other words, the real culprit doesn't know that Haru received the letter, and they don't know why their hand was ruptured. But for some reason, Haru was shot with the gun and killed. There's someone who could fit the condition right now. That turned themselves in at the start of the fucking trial. Wait a damn minute. She was telling the fucking truth from the jump. They entered in the suspect view since they moved at dawn, and no one else can commit the crime at this stage. But is this person really the culprit? And so why in the world? Oh my god. Oh my god. I am losing my mind. I cannot believe it's you. I still can't believe it's you. Bro, this might be the saddest trial of all time.
犯人は君だ。
There's no one else you can think about. All of you guys won't want to admit it, but I think I know now. The identity of the culprit. Wait, Mada, you know the killer? The person who satisfies all the conditions as a true culprit in this case. It can only be you, Satsuki. What? Satsuki's the killer? Hooray, you finally came to think of me as the culprit. Only Yuki understands me. I'm so glad. Wait, Maida, look at her now. She was picked as the culprit, but she looks rather content. Do you really think that Satsuki's the culprit? Think about it. The only one who could possibly do this is Satsuki. At the beginning of the trial, when Satsuki came out saying she was the culprit, we were trying to interrogate her to see if she really was. However, Satsuki had no idea of the letter that called Haru and his destroyed right hand, which we thought the culprit would know. Of course, so we thought because of the reasons that she wasn't the real culprit. But take a look. The only two things mentioned earlier are actually from Teruya's doing, not the culprits. Teruya didn't know that there was someone who killed Haru by shooting them with a separate gun. So on the contrary, did the culprit know that Teruya sent the letter and destroyed his hand? Probably not. It would be impossible to know Teruya's actions unless he himself told the culprit in advance, which he didn't. Then the real culprit would be a person who doesn't know why the letter was sent to Haru's room and his right hand exploded, even though they didn't know why his hand ended up that way. That is insane! And there's someone who meets these conditions. The person who convinced with their own voice that they killed Haru by shooting them, but didn't mention about the right hand or the letter. And that person is Satsuki. Well, I'm not sure what you're saying because it's difficult, but anyways, that's right. Damn, she's just an airhead that just did it. And she didn't want to make it difficult on us. It was me. I killed Haru. Oh my goodness. I think Maida's reasoning is making sense. I don't really understand Satsuki's appearance being like that. Why'd you do it, Satsuki? Why do you like it so much when you're being named as a killer? Komishikara, who was close to you with her own hands, how can you say so lightly that you killed him? Weren't you sad? Think again, incompetent. Of course, it's possible to commit the crime, as you said. There's only that woman, but that is absolutely not the reaction of the killer. I'm not crazy. It's very normal. Actually, I don't know why Satsuki relaxed like that and keeps saying that she's the culprit. However, I can't think of any other reasoning. Maida's words make sense. In fact, at the time Teruya was not found to be the killer, it was enough to doubt Satsuki because of the circumstance. Maybe as soon as the trial began, Satsuki couldn't be the culprit. We were stuck in stereotypes and we didn't think about it more thoughts. Satsuki, I'll check once more. Are you the culprit? Haru you killed with a gun in your hand. Yep, that's right. I'm the killer. Wait, if you're the real culprit, can you explain why you're so positive? You were like that. One constantly appealed to him as the culprit. I don't know. Just when the trial started, it became bothersome to make excuses, so that's why I confessed. She's an open book. I can't lie. She literally just doesn't want us to make us suffer. Now, if it's decided, go ahead and execute me. If you sound so refreshing like that, it doesn't look like you're a criminal. On the contrary, I have my doubts too. In the first place, Satsuki doesn't have a personality to kill. Even though that she is resolute to this point, like Makaru said, it would rather seem like we're choosing the wrong killer and we're gonna die together. That's not it at all. I was just telling the truth. What do I do? It's hard to make sure after identifying the killer. That attitude Satsuki has, it's a reaction that defies understanding, like Makaru said. Even like this, can I still point Satsuki as the culprit? Everyone stop. Why are you thinking about a crime is possible, but the reaction is weird? Wake up already. The crime is impossible, even for Satsuki. Bro, Kinjo, get your head out of your ass, bro. Like, if you think about every single scenario, there is literally no one else that can do this. Unless Kurakara lied, which I still believe that's bullshit. There's no way she did it. But Kinjo, based on that testimony by Kurakara, Haru, Teruya, and Satsuki entering at the Arsenal at dawn, of them, Teruya was the first to come out the arsenal, and the Haruhiko entered the arsenal. because he was walking through the corridor with Satsuki just before this point. If they entered the arsenal together, then that means perhaps it was at this time that Haru used the gun, and this is likely to be true just by looking at the sign of the arsenal opening. And Satsuki's coming out alone from the corridor. Back off, Maida. You said it with your own words just now. Satsuki killed Haru and gets out of the arsenal all alone. If she came out, how did she do the locked room? Ah. It's a clue that you guys found and checked yourselves, right? It is impossible to block the door from the outside in the way. If so, the killer was in the arsenal at least until Maida and Teruya opened the door. But this is where your flaw is going to come through, Kinjo. And I'll probably bring up the truth bullet later because I'm already thinking so far ahead. Damn, if that is really what happened, that is going to be the most saddening trial ever. I think somehow, because I remember Kinjo said something about he had said something about the wound that Haru got in the chest wasn't an instant kill. So he purposely set up the murder. Now I don't know the full story on why, but I feel he could be the only person that could set up the locked room. If so, the killer was in the arsenal at least until the Maida and Teruya opened the door. However, Satsuki came out the arsenal before this. Oh my god, he's giving me that crazy face. Does it sound like she could still be the killer? And if you look at Satsuki's reaction, that girl used a weapon, but it seems she doesn't know that the arsenal was blocked. So what now? Is Satsuki a ninja now? What was that again? Oh wait, I know. Maybe you don't know. But what if you use the plank of wood as a barricade? It seems you were asleep during the trial. How about it? Is there anyone who still thinks Satsuki's the culprit? After listening to Kinjo, it seems Satsuki really is not the culprit. In the end, the problem lies with the arsenal door being blocked. If we solve this, then there should be no problem even if Satsuki is the culprit. Even if you think about it again, it is impossible to put a wood plank inside the arsenal from the outside with grenades on it. There's no time frame at all. I think the current prerequisites were all wrong. The public here probably won't solve this mystery. I'd rather go back from the very beginning and reorganize the case instead. Well, that sounds nice and all, but I hate it when the trial is taking too long, don't you? It's not a warning, but you better wrap things up soon. The alibis are dawn. Kurika's testimony, Teruya's behavior, the wood plank that blocks the arsenal, and Satsuki's incomprehensible reactions. Maybe have we missed someone? Why does Satsuki have that attitude in the first place? Even Kinjo seems to be confused. Our reasoning is at a very core right now. I think Kinjo is right. Blocking the door to Satsuki, this is a big problem. My mind is getting more and more complicated. Right now, the most important aspect of the case, the arsenal door, the wood plank, the grenades, how to block the door from the outside. Wait, you don't need to go back from the start. If you think about it a little, it should become clear. It's another waste of time. Wait a minute. What is the reason for the flash grenades and the smoke screen? At the moment the door opened, if the criminal hides inside the escapes through the light and smoke, then the trick to block the arsenal from the inside is solved. But I'm afraid not. There was already mentioned that it's ridiculous when you think about Dark Circle's testimony at the very beginning. It's been seen that Teruya Otori and Satsuki, both of them came out the arsenal. Inside the arsenal, the last one who came out was Satsuki, I'm sure. But opening the door and coming out of the arsenal means the door was not blocked until that last moment. Well, in the word, doesn't that mean that the body of Harukuko was left alone in the arsenal until just before Maida and I opened the door together in the morning? What is that? It doesn't make sense. It wasn't that the body was alive and blocked the door alone. Oh no, this is starting to sound creepy somehow. Huh? Exactly. He moved himself and he blocked the shit. He set it up at the very end. Huh? Tara, wait a second. What did you say? That is starting to get creepy? No, not that, before that. The body moved and blocked the door like a zombie from a movie? Well, of course it won't. Such health scientists. Unscientific. It's like that bear in front of our very eyes. It's unscientific. Hey, what the heck did you just say? I'll have you know I'm a cutting-edge science product. The body moved and blocked the door. Of course, a reality like that doesn't exist. But as Teruya said earlier, it was Haru alone who remained in the arsenal until the end. No way. Could it be? The person who blocked the door to the arsenal, that person identified is Flash Anagram. Would you like to refresh our memory? No, I think I remember this one. What the? Alright. If I remember correctly, hold on. Yeah, that one didn't get translated, so I gotta get those words. Okay. I'm trying to get it all. Boy, this is insane, bruh. Haru did it. Haru set that shit up. Alright, one more. Oh my god, I can't shoot. There we go. Alright, there you go. Perfect. That's it. It has to be only him. The identity of the person who blocked the door to the arsenal. Really? Maida, how do you know who the killer is? I don't think you are about to say it was Kobayashi just because the body moved, right? I was just joking. No, thanks to Tyra, I could come up with something else. That's right. The only one that could come block the arsenal door was none other than Haru. Haru was the culprit? You're saying he committed suicide? What? Have you forgotten? As Monokuma said, suicide is forbidden. If you kill yourself in any way or form, he will treat it as a dog's death. Haru was murdered by someone other than himself. That's why Monokuma treated this as a case and a class trial was held like this. No, Maida never said he committed suicide. He said that the person who blocked the door to the arsenal was Haru. What? Like Maida said, the person who killed Haru with the gun, the killer is Satsuki. But it was impossible for Satsuki the task of blocking the arsenal, but was possible for Haru. How about it? This means the reason why Satsuki can't be the culprit, it's now gone. No, that can't be possible. The fact that Haru blocked the door to the arsenal, it's just simply an assumption. That may be possible in context, and there's no evidence of this. There is actual evidence of this. Nope, I have it. No evidence? No, there's proof of this. I don't mean ill will just because Haru blocked the door without any evidence. But Kenjo, wouldn't it be aware of this evidence? Why does he argue so much? No, let's not bother right now. Now the case comes first. The evidence that Haru may have blocked the arsenal door is go straight to the testimony. What? I'm stupid. Wow, I thought it was him. No, I don't think that's it. Let's discuss. When I was investigating the arsenal, there was one clue that I didn't understand, which shows up on every corner of the arsenal. Oh, okay, my bad. It's all the blood splatter. It's all the blood splatter. Yes, it was unnatural blood stains. That was the one. Because it's all over the place. There's evidence. It's the blood. Blood? The blood that splattered in the arsenal room. Everyone has seen it, right? Didn't you think it was a little strange looking? Oh, it certainly felt a little weird. It felt like, well, you know, like it was a road made by blood rather than blood splat. That's right. It looked like bloodstains wandering around the arsenal. After Haru was shot, wouldn't it explain he was bleeding while looking for boards, flash, and smokescreen grenades? It is plausible, but would it be compelling that Haru himself locked the door of the arsenal simply by looking at his blood? It's not reasoning, but a realm of speculation. But it's not a contradiction. Only Haru has the certain possibility, and if the culprit dragged the body, there's no reason for it. Only leaves evidence behind. No, it is a contradiction. Oh my god, Kenjo. Why are you fighting me right now, bruh? You're not thinking. You actually cannot think outside the box. You think everything is law. You think everything has to be in some way, shape, or form the same concept of your policeman brain. But no, we are here with complex characters and it's a clash trial. Of course, there could be scenarios that you could never think about, brother. Come on, wake your ass up! I concede that all Maida's words were all true. But Haru was murdered by a very cruel killer. Let me ask a simple question. Why in the world would the victim help elaborate more tricks for the killer, if not to leave evidence of their crime? The answer is, you don't know about that. But If you wander around about emotional things and look only the information left, in this case, it makes sense that it is Haru that just closed the door, even in the process of with the process of elimination method. This is not about being emotional. This is about the victim helping the killer. There can't be such a thing. Stockholm syndrome? I don't believe in any of that crap. That kind of thing is psychotic. That's the reason why. Because you don't think any of that crap, that you're fucking clueless in this trial. Even that requires the premise of the killer had some kindness and gentle behavior towards their victim. But does this reflect reality? Did the killer show kindness to Haruhiko? No, rather they murdered them in cold blood. Yeah, you're an idiot, bro. I'm sorry. This might be the first time where I am not gonna lie. Teruya is smarter than you, Kinjo. Dead serious. Maida, reasoning is worse, not to mention forced and far-fetched. Yeah, he's long gone, bro. Hey, what is the Stockholm syndrome? It's when the victims are it's when the victims are held hostage by a robber or kidnapper, but rather they think of them as their saviors. It's like a phenomenon that antagonizes rescuers, police, etc., and they take the criminal side. Kinjo, it's weird. If you were the usual you would rather have ruled out such emotional things and reasoned it out by considering the logical situation. Exactly. You said I was being emotional? This is natural. You just don't see it. If the victim who deserves salvation agrees to the obvious evil, it becomes impossible to reason with. The choice is not logical here. Saving them is what I have to do. I can't leave alone your pretentious reasonings. And besides that, there are loopholes in Maida's reasoning. I'll just do what I have to do. I'll refute you. Alright, let's get it. Let's get it. I've been dying to get this. I've been dying to do this. I'll correct that ridiculous reasoning, Maida. What the hell are you doing? Kinjo, you know it's best that there's more to refute here. You're making an unacceptable reasoning from my point of view. That can't happen. And it shouldn't happen. And if there's anything to refute, then I'll do it, Maida. Let's go. Do you know what's the best part about this game? We're about to do this counter argument. And I bought Uehara shit, bro, for this game. Skip it / Psycho Cop. Let's get it. I love that. Oh my god, there's a lot of things on here. It has to be Kinjo's testimony, though. Oh my god, it cuts like one thing. Why does the victim become a helper for the killer? Because if you listen to Arame, she tried to kill Haru by herself. She said it in self-defense. If it's not enough to leave the culprit more clues on the culprit, why would they help the killer with their own death? Oh my god, what the hell? However, it's impossible for Satsuki to block the door. Teruya, at this point, it will only Haruhiko in the arsenal. The unnatural blood stains support this fact. Those are just blood spots. It's possible to move the body. First, Haru. Without seeing the instant death. It's not instant death. It's not instant death. Bro, I was getting dropped off. But I knew it was going to be Kinjo's testimony. Bro, all my hearts were getting cooked. Kinjo, that's wrong. Haruhiko did not die immediately. You can say what you want, Maida. As I said, Haruhiko had his chest pierced. Since the bullet hit his body with the wound like that, he would have no choice but to die immediately. He's letting his emotions get to him. No, Haru did not die immediately. His chest was struck, but the bullet penetrated through Haru without getting stuck in his body. Because the amount of shock is relatively less than one that gets stuck. It would have been possible for him to move. Speculation. Anyone can make that claim. Stop it now, Kinjo. This is not speculation. It was you, Tsurugi, who told me this. What? Yeah. Incompetent. Is that true? If it's about the bullet pierce, of course, I'm well aware of it, but was it the cop who told you about this? Yes. During the investigation, I thought he had died because he was shot in the chest at first, but Kinjo told me. I heard that his death might not have been immediate, but he could have troubled breathing, so he was able to move for a little more time. That's at the time I just said that as a guess only. Kinjo, why are you arguing so much? In this case, it's like Kinjo is the culprit. We named Satsuki as the culprit, and Kobayashi did the back work, but why are you still arguing so much? Shut up, criminal. Haru was murdered. He was also labeled as the victim that I had protected. A victim who deserved protection was actually on the killer's side? That's something like that. It can't be. Kinjo. Yes, I can't listen to this far-fetched logic. According to your logic, Tamori was also a victim, but in reality, she was actually a terrifying bitch who was planning a crime. Are you satisfied that you would tolerate Tamori's murder plan? That's wrong. In that case, was due to an accident, not the victim. Also, refuting such a subject to the incompetent, which it was, Haru Kobayashi tried to kill Satsuki. It makes no sense to help him in a situation where it leaves more evidence to the culprit. But look here. The victim you had to protect was reversed toward after trying to kill someone. They are a very good citizen indeed. Yeah, you're losing your mind, bruh. No, your logic is flawed. I am. What the hell am I for? For so many days. For... Kinjo? Kinjo? That man passed out. It was much needed anyway. Kinjo, wake up. Kinjo. Hey, hold it right there. We're still on trial. I don't admit going out of the courtroom at your own will. But Kinjo is... Oh, this is a headache. Fainting and getting upset during the trial, it's taboo to get out from the courtroom during the trial. But I guess it can't be helped. Kinjo, I'll take him to the dormitory. You guys don't have to move. Stay in your seats. Wow. This man is seeing he is a fraud. Everyone's been waiting for a while. Kinjo arrived safely to his dorm room, so don't worry about it and let's continue the trial. But this doesn't make things fun. Now Kinjo is outside the courtroom. The fact that he was sent out means that he wasn't the culprit. Now the number of people has decreased by 1. Dun. Kinjo, I'm sure it'll be okay. It's the first time that Kinjo looked like that. As Monokuma said, we're still on trial. Forget about him for now. He's not even dead, is he? Alright. So, where did we left off? The culprit is Satsuki. She couldn't block the door to Osino. Only Haru. Is it okay to make this decision then? Does anyone have any different opinions? A different opinion? I think that's the only thing we have. There's no disagreement. Of course, it's logical. As Kinjo Tsurugi said, I also don't understand why Haru in this victim position helped the killer. Well, I don't know either. After all, it's like we won't get a different decision now, right? Then if you name me as the culprit, there'll be no complaints and no one will be dissatisfied. Wait, not yet. Huh? What else? You said that there was no reason to disagree. Why did Haru help the killer? And why this killer is so excited? The same goes for me. Satsuki, the reasoning about this case is over. Perhaps only looking at the reasoning results. I can't argue that Satsuki's the culprit. However, why? Why call for yourself the killer? Are you trying to die? Why you ask? Well, like I said earlier, it became a nuisance, so that's a good reason, right? I'm not good at lying, but I think I'll do better than Satsuki. Don't mess around. You'll be executed if you let this go, but if you die, the truth of this case will remain as a matter that will be solved. I'm a woman who doesn't give up until I know 100% the problem I've challenged. That's just how Ray is. Please tell us, Satsuki. If you really are the culprit, you have a duty to take responsibility for your actions. Tell me, when I thought I was the culprit, all I could do was get blamed. What are you trying to hide? Let us hear, Satsuki. I don't know. I'm just the culprit. That's all I am. What? She started shouting. I don't know. Baka. Satsuki. As long as she stays open like this, we'll have to force you to open your mouth, Satsuki, about the secret of this incident in which Haru was involved and the reasoning for your actions, and claim that you were the real culprit all along. Terminating talk. I'll need to time to quiet down the clown. I like that. Whew. Lord. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Thank goodness. What is it? The reasoning is over. Haru, the person, a person, oh, a person broke Haru's hand. The other pistol that broke Haru's hand. Okay, that's how I was like, bro, I kept messing that shit up every time. Bro, I'm lucky they didn't just like reset me back. I kept messing that up so much. Man. The reason it's over for, yet, Satsuki. Huh? Is it already over? No, there's not. There's one more thing we've overlooked and crossed. Does anyone recall? Huh? Was there anything like that? As Satsuki sits there, what's the reasoning over? It's about the pistol that destroyed Haruhiko Kobishikawa's right hand. That's right. Because we decided it was Teruya doing earlier, we went over it. Actually, if you think about it a little bit, it wasn't Teruya that destroyed Haruhiko's right hand. What are you saying? That makes no sense, Maida. I replaced the bullets and Haruhiko grabbed it and his right hand got wounded. Stupid fool. If what you said is true, the gun he touched should have been shattered as well. Why would he have one more remaining intact? Oh right, come to think of it, even if Otori was rushed as the culprit, he said they didn't know why it ended up like that. That's right, I was freaked out for excuses. When I think about it, if Haru used the gun that I modified, the gun should have blown up. Teruya, are you sure you didn't touch the two guns? Right, I can assure you, trust me, I only touched one gun unconditionally. Wait a minute, then won't it get even more weird? Unless Teruya did it, why did Kobishikara get caught in the same trap Otori did and injure his right hand? That can't be deduced by us alone, except for one person, Satsuki. I don't know. No, you must likely know. Satsuki, don't you remember? At the beginning of the class trial, you said Haru tried to shoot you, and then you grabbed a gun and shoot him in self-defense and end up killing him. From here on out, it's just my thoughts. If Satsuki's words were true, wouldn't it have been that Haruhiko knew the gun would explode? He knew it was going to explode? Deliberately breaking his hand? Was he trying to commit suicide? Maybe so. Let me tell you this. Just unfounded imagination. Just listen for now. I don't know how someone changed the bullets in the same manner that Teruya did, but it's probably that Haruhiko who did it. Since the second half of the trial, the word suicide continued to rattle. Because this case was just too weird to see as an ordinary murder scenario, but because in the end, Haruhiko did not commit suicide, because Monokuma doesn't deal with suicides. Even if he wanted to commit the act, he wouldn't have done it because it just ended as a wasted death. So perhaps he thought about it like this. Was Haruhiko trying to save Satsuki? Try to save? Deliberately aiming at Satsuki, the gun that explodes when shooting. Surprisingly, Satsuki shoots in response. Even if she shot the floor, she doesn't get hurt, and only his hand flies away because Satsuki's shot hit him. His death wasn't treated as a suicide. Later, when Satsuki leaves the surprise, he remains alone in the arsenal. He himself does extra effort to make the case even more complicated. Like for example, blocking the door to the arsenal and messing with the gun. Well, of course, there's no evidence of this, it's just my imagination. The fact that Haruhiko blocked the door seems to be trying to help the killer, so I thought about it as a basis. Haru, in order to save Satsuki, means he gave up his life. Hold on, that's plausible, but you always finish with the line as your imagination. There's a 0% chance that the competent's words are true. Why? I was listening to Maida and I was rather thinking that was the truth. Think first. He gave up his life and tried to save someone else's. Humans aren't that simple. They would be afraid to do it. Even in an ordinary circumstance, but it would be more unreasonable in an extreme situation where there's no food and living like us. But not long ago, Hatano, for Tyra, she threw away her life. Anamachan. That's not the case now. At the time, even the most extreme situation wasn't there, and she didn't save Akane Tyra with 100% pure intentions. Did you forget, Ayame clearly had a desire to save Akane, but she also wanted to escape from here. She committed murder with such a sloppy heart, although she eventually revealed her true face to us. However, in this case, Haru, like Anami Hatano, there's not a single reason for themselves. According to the competent, he gave up his life 100% purely only to save Satsuki. No matter how close Haru was with Satsuki, it would be absurd to say that they were family members and gave up their lives in these extreme circumstances. Of course, if that's true, then it deserves our respects. I know what I said, it was an unfounded idea. You didn't really have to refute it like that. Of course, I'm not saying it as absolutely impossible like that crazy cop. I don't think so, but it is absurd. If he had been thinking of Satsuki like that, he would have done something earlier, but I don't have a clue. But if Maida's words are wrong, how would you describe the reason in Kobushikawa's right hand? I'll have to think about that more. As I said, it's not going to work out the way I said it. It seems it's too difficult. It's too absurd, as Makaru says, that it's very difficult for someone to make a decision in order to save her life to the point of even giving up his life. Anyway, there's no objections that Satsuki is the culprit, is there? Do we really want to go over Haruhiko's right hand? I like this wrapped up as soon as possible. I'm getting bored of it. No, but we have to know the truth of this case. It's true. What? Yuki, are you a psychic? It's exactly as if you read someone's mind. What are you talking about? I don't feel like an adult to keep trying to hide it and be a nuisance of all of you, and I don't think the trial will ever be over at this rate. As Yuki said, as long as you commit a murder, you gotta be responsible for it. Satsuki. Where should I start? Oh yeah, since Kobazen came to my room early in the morning, until this morning, I couldn't imagine how everything played out. Oh, we're finally getting the backstory, thank goodness. I've been wanting to hear what's been going on. Who is it, Kobazen? What's wrong? Going around at dawn like this, you'll get hungry. I think I'm going to die hungry than killed. Satsuki, this is not a joke, so listen seriously. I have something to say to you. Kobazen? Okay, alright, tell me. It will take a little time. Follow me a minute. Kobazen, isn't this arsenal? Why this place? Satsuki, is your body okay? You haven't eaten anything in a few days now. Is it painful? Yeah, I'm hungry enough to die, but except for that, I'm fine. But what's all this all of a sudden? It's giving me goosebumps. Actually, I have a favor to ask you. What do you want to ask? Kill me. What are you saying? Did you commit a sin for being a perv? I get it. It's delightful that Kobazen is lustful for his girls, but it's not enough to kill you. I said I wasn't playing around. Sorry. No, it was my bad. Sorry I shouted out of nowhere. Oh, damn it. How do I explain this? Kobushikawa, are you about to die? I've been thinking about all this time. When this division was born, it's our fault, right? Even if we had a little more food left, it wouldn't have been so serious. I can't deny it. Besides, until now, Kinjo was guarding the arsenal, so no murder occurred. But eventually, Kinjo went crazy. No one is guarding the arsenal right now. If we don't make a decision now, someone will definitely commit a murder. So that's what Kobushikawa wants to say, okay. You mean that the two of us who are the most guilty would take responsibility? Honestly, I didn't want to involve you. It was me who first suggested to eat the food, bro. Like, this shit is not fair. I wanted to end up by dying if I could. But I remember Monokuma's words. A murder case must happen in order to escape the ballroom, and suicide is not accepted. In the end, you can't help solve it alone, so you need someone else to help, but the person who helps you will also be bound by execution for being the culprit. So I'll be in the risk of death too. Yeah, I have no other person to suggest, only Teruya or you who committed the same crime. But me and him are in bad ways right now. Of course, I have no intention of recommending this, but the moment you accept this, you will die, Satsuki. Okay, I'll cooperate. What? I'm saying I'll do whatever Kobazing wants. So sudden like this, will you be okay with it? It that you're going to die? Well, even if we're in the ballroom, we're gonna die anyways. That's not what I. Rather than staying still like this and watching my friends become murderers or starving to death, I prefer to save everyone and die with Kobe. Oh my fucking god, this is what this is like. This is an evil trial. This is actually an evil trial. I can't say this enough how evil this trial is. Satsuki, damn it, I'm really sorry. Because of me, you really are a good girl. However, there's one condition. What condition? I don't want to kill Kobazing, so Kobazing kill me. What are you talking about? I It's the same no matter what way we die, but why do you want to die by my hand? If I become the culprit, I'll be executed by Monokuma. Then I hate that. I'd rather be killed by Kobazing. You're going to grab a gun in the arsenal here anyway and kill me, but do you think it hurts a lot when you shoot? It's not a pain or a problem. I don't like being killed by a thing like Monokuma. You don't want to? No, there's no way I can kill you. Same goes for me. How can I kill Kobazing? They fought back and forth about this, and it was like, alright, who's gonna... There'll be no end to this. Instead of fighting, why don't we sit down with this nonsense? That's because Kobazing first looked at me and suggested the impossible thing to kill him. If you can't, why did you accept then? Then don't do it. This no good. I've already decided. Then kill me already. Again, I can't do that. I'm really valuing Kobazing, so killing my friend is... I'm not happy that I'm your favorite, right? Woo, Kobazing is... Wow, Kobazing is blushing. Uh, I'm talking about an important thing here, and we're going back and forth. I'm not messing around. Oh, my stomach hurts because I haven't eaten anything. Are you okay? You know, we don't have much time left. It's a fact that I might die tomorrow. In the meantime, the others may be in pain or planning a murder. Everyone's in trouble. Satsuki, what if we do it like this? Have you ever seen a Western movie? Western movie? Haven't seen it, but I know what it is. They walk back and forth in a courtyard, they turn around and shoot at the same time after some time passes. Yes, let's decide with that. In the worst case of this, we could kill each other, but it's still not suicide, so the others will be able to live. It's uncomfortable that I have to shoot Kobazing, but okay, that would be fair. Let's do it with that. Alright, if it's decided, let's do pick one pistol. Kobazing, are you still not done? What's taking so long to pick a gun? Wait a minute, almost done. Oh, I see what he was doing. He rigged the shit while he's behind the wall. Okay, are you ready, Satsuki? I'm not a girl who goes back on their word. Besides, it seems to be more fun to decide this way. Fun, you say? I already said it again and again, but seriously. I mean, we played a lot of games so far, right? Basketball, running, poker, darts. As a result of doing my best without looking at our fights at all, the total was equal. Was it like that? I remember the results of our previous matches, so probably so far. Kobazing and I had 14 matches, 6 wins, 6 losses, and 2 draws in perfect balance. Wow, you really have good memory of useless places. Suddenly, I thought this was the last game, so it made me feel strange. I can't believe that I'm risking my life at all. If you really want to give up now, you can tell me. I really don't want to force you. No, because I'm serious too. Like Kobazing said, I'll stop playing around. Are you ready? Yeah. From here on out, go back, take 3 steps. We'll shoot at the same time after that. Okay. 1, 2, 3. That's cool as hell. Satsuki! Haruhiko! Shikawa? Damn. 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 I'm defeated. I'm defeated. Kobashikawa, Haruhiko, why? Why did you do this? Good. Satsuki, the last game was my victory. That's not what I mean. Why did Kobashikawa's hand explode? Sorry. I saw it. It's unbelievable. Let's do it again. I was worried about what would happen if I die immediately, in case I was hit in a bad spot. Fortunately, it looks like I'm still alive. I'll tell you what I can. Sorry, Satsuki, I lied. Because you killed me, and waited and wanting to save everyone. That's not the truth. What? Who I really wanted to save was you, Satsuki. Me? It was useless information, so I didn't tell the others because it would just confuse them, but I was searching for a few days and I found a badge with the head of Monokuma on it. Because I found it, Monokuma appeared and said he would give it as a prize and congratulate me on finding the treasure. That's the treasure that Monokuma said it was really here? There, it showed me a photo of me and you kissing. Yo, so it really goes back deep in the past. Their memories got wiped out. They were really a couple. Holy fucking shit, bro. Doing a selfie. Koshikawa, even at a time like this, what kind of joke? It's real. It shows. A commemorated photo with you as my lover. You shouldn't forget. And then it vanished. Koshikawa and Sat, we never done such a thing. It's the same for me too. There are no memories of pictures of me and you, let alone kissing. We met here for the first time a month ago. But why? Doesn't feel odd. Even if that photo was a manipulation, I felt unknown emotions, and I thought that I didn't want to let you die. I, I have no idea what you're saying, Kobayashi. Stop it. It's too cheesy. Put up, put up with it. I'm already going to die anyways. I wanted to say this much, that maybe I've liked you after some point. Damn, bruh. This is the most depressing trial of all time. Even if I die like this, there are guys like Kinjo, Makaru, and Maida, so they'll find out about this in a minute. So you better go back to your room. Act as usual, pretend you don't know anything. Leave the rest to me. Why are you saying that, Kobashikawa? Stop it. Stop talking. No matter how much they think, they know that I, the victim, did all these tricks. Part of it was to pretend to shoot you on purpose and give away my right hand. Then, it's a pretty old gun. It can explode while putting the trigger even if you put normal bullets on the magazine. Koshikawa, you can't die. No, I'm going to die. And Satsuki, you can live. Leave it to me. I can't make someone as cheerful and as happy as you die like this. Kobazing, I'm sorry for doing this such a crappy way. And when the trial's over, tell the other guys that you're sorry too. I'm sorry that you fought with Tuya. I'm sorry for sacrificing Kinjo and others. I'm sorry that my feelings don't want I'm sorry that my feelings don't want Satsuki to sacrifice herself. Fuck, bruh. Oh my god, he's looking so bad. Ah, damn it, it hurts really badly. Kobazing, don't move, don't die. Of course I'm doing this in order to die. Once you leave, I have to get the job done. You have to. Go now, before someone sees us. I hate this. This is wrong. I want to save you. Please go. Because this is my last wish. Please listen. I want you to live. But leave. Yeah, just do that. Thank you, Satsuki. Whether it was real or fake. Holy shit. I still love you. Oh my fuck. Oh my god. This is the worst trial of all time. By worst, I mean the worst trial that makes me so sad of all time. This has hit in my fucking soul right now. I legit want to cry. I can't bring out the tears because I can't force myself to, but holy shit, this is crazy. This is actually insane. Um, bro, bro, bro. And then they play this music. Oh my god, this is so crazy. This game is crazy. And now I went back to my room. As Kobashikara said, I stayed still until morning. I didn't know what trick Kobashikara was going to do at the time. I wasn't sure until I heard your story in the trial. That's all I know. Like Yuki said, Kobazing was by me while intentionally trying to save me in order to confuse you while doing so. In other words, he did everything in order to save me. What is this? This is all too much. Haru, was apologizing to me, and I tried to kill him. I see now. If he saw the letter sent by this is so sad, bro. I actually can't continue this. I actually want to stop right now. I don't even want to play no more. I see now. If he saw the letter sent by Teruya, he wouldn't go to the arsenal. Nevertheless, the reason Kobashikara went to the arsenal was because Haru didn't even notice Teruya's letter from the very beginning. It was only to sacrifice himself and to save Satsuki. Hold on. Then why? Why did he do it the same way as Teruya? The gun exploded into his head in the same way. Unless he did some kind of trick and did it in advance. That's what I thought too. But when Haru chose the gun, he was doing something in the corner for a long time. He was the kind of guy who was telling me that guns weren't fun or usual. So I wonder if he had some kind of knowledge about them. That stupid idiot. Oh my god, he even got Ray shook. Bro, Bro, he will go down in the history books as one of the greatest characters to ever exist. I promise you. Haru is like, literally, there's nobody else that can, like, him, and he really gave up his life for others. And you just kicked the opportunity that he arranged to let you survive. What were you thinking? I don't understand this at all. I know that Koshikawa liked me, and he didn't want to do this. After all, I've been struggling a lot since then. Until the Kosh trial was held, I don't think that's the way. It's so unreasonable for all of you to die for just one person, right? I feel sorry for betraying Koshikawa, but I'll be happier for you guys to live. Oh my god, this is the greatest duo of all time, bro. If you told me a better pairing on any game right now, it's Haru and Satsuki. There's literally nobody better. I promise you. How can that be? Blood-related familiar actions are a law that puts one's life most important. You, for people you just met. Bro, if you sit here and tell me you're sacrificing yourself for others to let Monokuma do the absolute despicable to you, you're my go. I promise you. You just know. Well, I'm not smart as Makaru, so I don't think I can give a very cool reason for it. I just told myself that I was the culprit because it made me convince myself that I did this. And then why? Why didn't you say everything from the very beginning and hide the truth more suspiciously? Because you didn't even say the backstory, you just said that you're the killer, so it's rather confusing reason. That was because of Kobashikawa. He decided to take a chance between all of you in order to save me. Because of this, especially if Kinjo finds out, it would have seemed from Kobashikawa's view, who had already died, that I would have insulted him. I did not want to do anything that would put more disgrace on Kobashikawa anymore, because he already died to try to save my life. That's why I told you at the end. Still, I didn't think badly of Kobashikawa. He wouldn't have thought of this, and if it wasn't for Kobashikawa, we would have all died. Such a thing. It's not possible. It's... Satsuki, are you really satisfied with that? Even if we live, you will die. No, I'm fine dying, but why are you all so worried? I'm very fine with my choice. No matter what happens, don't forget to smile. It's one of the teachings of my own brother, and it's my belief too. Oh my fucking god! Bro. But after Haru died, you cried, right? That's off topic. Please, just think Satsuki wasn't Satsuki for a minute. Satsuki. Yuki. Thanks to Yuki, I was able to do everything rather. I feel relieved. Oh yeah, I was impressed to see Maida come up with the whole truth about Kobayashi. Yuki is a real teacher in my heart. That's why he's my GOAT. Oh my goodness. Bro, Yuki my guy, bro. I swear to you. You can't tell me there ain't as good of an MC as Yuki, bro. He is really the truth. But Haru and Satsuki, I promise you I'll never forget you guys till the end of time. This is so depressing. Well then, Yuki, I think we can finish this trial soon. Give me that thing you always do at the end. that climax reasoning. Let's go. Oh my god, she even knows about, man. Tears already. Fuck. Okay, let's go through each one of these. Okay, so he did the note. Put a letter before the door. So he wrote the note and then he put the letter below the same door at the first case. There we go. Alright, so he went through, he was thinking this note slipped right under him and he didn't even look at the note. He went by to Satsuki. He took her to the arsenal room, talked to Satsuki. They both had a fight out, and then after that, let's see, after this one, they came to a conclusion that they'll use the guns on each other. Okay, good. So far, so good. So then they took their 3 steps back. They both had the guns, and then Haru's fingers flies are pulling the trigger while being spotted. Yep, put that there. So then, after all that, Act 4, he got the grenades. He was busy, whatchamacallit. He was running around, busy wandering around, blocking the door, disturbing the arsenal. There was a result, strange blood pattern. Or no, he was busy blocking the door here. Blocking the door with the arsenal, he dripped a lot of blood. And then he died and that's why we found him. Damn. First, in this case begins with not from the criminal nor the victim, but from Tsuruya. Tsuruya couldn't stand that extreme situation and began working on a plan to kill Haru, the victim in this case. Tsuruya first started to write a note to Haru asking if he could come to the arsenal. This was done with the paper and pen that only Tsuruya had in a ballroom where there was nothing else other than weapons. Tsuruya, who had finished writing the note, then puts the note through the doorframe of Haru's room. This is the same way that bitch did it in the first mirror. Then Tsuruya, who put the note safely into the room, first entered the arsenal before Haru arrives. This is in order to do some work. That task was to load non-standard bullets into a pistol magazine. When a person shoots the pistol in that state, the gun explodes from the inside and destroys the hand of the person who uses it. Tsuruya used this method to let Haru use the gun and think of making him shoot, and that's the reason he went into the arsenal before anyone else. I'm not gonna lie though, before I continue this, Tsuruya's plan I feel like was always gonna be flawed in the first place, because what guarantees that Haru would have picked his gun? You saw how many weapons were in there? The man could have picked out any weapon. Just saying. Having done everything he needed to do, Tsuruya quickly returned to his room and waited for Haru to come out the room. Tsuruya's plan was to enter the arsenal later. Oh, never mind. Forget what I just said. He would have went in there and then talked with them. Yep. As Tsuruya to his room and stayed on watch in the hallway, he fell asleep due to accumulated fatigue. So they would have fought. He would have grabbed the gun, shot, and then hurt himself. And yeah, this is everything Tsuruya had influence in this case. Meanwhile, at the time, Haruhiko was probably having a lot of trouble thinking in his room. As we just heard, Haru was already planning to save someone dear to them at the cost of his own life. Originally, he felt responsible for running out of the food, but the discovery of the treasure was triggered to start this life-threatening plan. As the situation gets more and more extreme, Haru feels like he can't wait any longer and begins acting. He decided to meet with the person who was chosen as the culprit for this case. At this time, whether Haru saw Teria's note or not is uncertain, but it's very likely he didn't pay attention in the first place, because he was immersed in his own thoughts. Haru's plan was also a plan that took place in the arsenal, but if he saw the note calling to him in the arsenal, he wouldn't have headed there in the first place. Either by luck or misfortune, if Teruya hadn't fallen asleep, a fairly complicated mess would have unfolded. After a while, Haru safely met the culprit. Until then, the culprit hadn't even realized the true purpose of the case. Haru asked the culprit to quietly follow them into the arsenal. They went to the arsenal side by side. One may have thought no one would know, but in fact, all of the actions that Teruya and these two were doing was while walking around in the corridor up to this point were being shown to Kurakawa. That's a cool artwork right there. She wasn't sleeping from the very start and was keeping watch at the hallway. In actuality, it was Kurakawa that up most of the weight into solving the mystery of this case. That's crazy. Because Teruya went to sleep and the killer and Haru entered the arsenal without anyone interference, only then Haru, who was alone with the culprit, confessed his feelings for them. I think it went this way. Someone was going to do the murder and asked them to kill themselves before that to save everyone. This is what they asked the culprit to do. Once they accepted, the culprit would also be executed for committing a murder. It was a certain death, so Haru didn't want to force them into making such a difficult task, but the culprit did not hesitate to respond to Haru's proposal. So they both argued. However, the culprit refused to kill Haru himself. Conversely, they told Haru to kill them instead. Haruhiko did not want to kill the culprit as the culprit did not want to kill him, and they kept arguing with each other in vain for a while. Haruhiko, who felt there would be no end after going out like this, was determined to make a fair suggestion to both sides and axe a decision to shoot each other at the same time, just like the game in a Western movie. In the worst case scenario, both could have been shot and died by each other's hand. It didn't violate the two goals of saving the other, so the culprit agreed with the proposal and began preparing. The culprit and Haruhiko were choosing a gun for each other, and we hear that Haruhiko was in the corner of that room. This was probably to manipulate the magazine with the bullet at this phase. We all know the very consequence of this. Indeed, Haru did the same thing Teruya did earlier. It was to load it with the non-standard bullets. How Haru did the exact same thing as Teruya, I'm not exactly sure whether it was a coincidence or not. Maybe it was because Haru, who had a lot of interest in firearms from the beginning, so I think he accidentally came up with the method by pure chance. Either way, this is only one reason Haru did this. He didn't want to shoot the culprit. The two of them, ready to go, stand a few steps away and pointed their guns at each other after turning around. But even though the culprit sincerely tried to shoot Haru, he was going to lose them from the very beginning. Boom. And so Haru intended. His hand was destroyed and he was shot by the culprit at the same time. And then lying down, the culprit, who couldn't understand the situation, ran to Haruhiko. Then Haru told them the truth. It wasn't us that Haru really wanted to save, it was the culprit themselves. Although Haru was dying, he was hoping that the culprit would survive, and he said he would do the rest to save them since he still was breathing to do one last act. The culprit was unconvinced, but as soon as they decided to accept Haru's last request and left Haru to do the job once they got out of the arsenal. Of course, the trial of this was also to be monitored by Kurakawa. After confirming that the culprit was safely gone, Haruhiko began the final cleanup while keeping his short life as much as he could. First, Haru picked up the flash and smoke grenades from the arsenal, and likewise put a wooden plank inside the arsenal between the handles and then put the flash and smoke on top of it. That could only be done by the person inside, and thanks to that, there was a lot of difficulty when we tried to reason it out. The plank served to make the door be forced open while being crushed, causing the grenades on top to naturally fall on the floor and activate. Subsequently, Haruhiko started messing around in the arsenal room to make it look like the culprit did it, although it didn't connect to anything. As a result of repeating a series of processes of blocking the door and cluttering the interior, Haru's bloodstains were all over the place, inside the arsenal, creating an unnatural bloodstain like a path of blood. Look at him, my sad man, bruh. Haru, who finished everything just before his life end, reaches to his feelings of satisfaction because he was able to save someone they cherish. But in the end, later in the culprit confessed by their own will. However, we weren't able to know that it was Haruhiko who planned all of this. That's insane. All this happened at dawn, and later in the morning, Teruya and I broke into the arsenal, and Haruhiko's body was found. In fact, in this case, the person who would be called the culprit was close to Haru, and the culprit who just lost his life was the victim himself who actually finished his trick. But in the end, Haru wanted to save the culprit, even at the cost of his life. The culprit of this incident, the identity of the killer who Haruhiko cherished and wanted them to live so much. Damn, was you, Satsuki. Oh my god. Yeah, This is not funny at all. This is such a cool artwork though. Satsuki Urame, it was you. This is such a phenomenal artwork. This was phenomenal. Perfect indeed. Maida has a good reasoning, but maybe you have a talent for organizing cases too. I'm not happy at all. Thank you. Satsuki. Satsuki. Why is the mood so sad? I didn't go out to see you like this. Satsuki. You've always been like that. You are a strong girl. Much more stronger than me. Is that a compliment? No, she might be actually the strongest woman in this game. No BS. I don't know if it's strength or not, but even at times like these, it's my goal to be happy, even in the worst atmospheres. Like, basically, Haru is the strongest willpowered guy, and Sasuke's the strongest willpowered woman. The fact that those two really went through and actually took the diligence of their time to say, we were the ones that caused this mess. We're going to take responsibility and end ourselves. It's insane. Well then, Maida's reasoning is over now. Shall we get to voting time? Satsuki, can you really do that? To just die and not be scared? I don't want to die, of course I'm scared, but it's already gone water. What else can I do but to accept it? At least, now all of you will die because you can all live by sacrificing only one. I'm satisfied with that. Oh my god. I'm not happy at all, bro. Fuck. Hey, Mr. Ahmed, why do you keep trying to go ahead of the trial here? I'm the host. Oh well, doesn't matter. It seems like you guys could reach a conclusion. And that's all. Now, you guys vote with the switch in front of you guys. Who will be chosen as a black and your answer will be the correct answer. And your answer will be the correct answer or the wrong one. Now then, what's it gonna be? This is fucked up. The vote ended unanimously. The culprit of this case in the Blacken is the identity of the Blacken who killed Kobe was Miss Satsuki. You guys were right. Congratulations. Fuck you, Bear. Actually, what is with this case? A murder case that is not a murder. If I knew it would be like this, I would have made the rules more thoroughly. Hey, isn't it already too late? Bro, I promise you this bear is so fucked up, bro. Bro, this is some devious shit. This is like killing my soul right now, bro. Hey, everyone. You guys are doing it badly. I, as the person in charge of this party, can you please be a little brighter? There's no way I can be happy. Satsuki is going to die now. Because it's painful. Satsuki worked so hard for us during her own life. We couldn't do anything even after reaching this point. You're wrong. It's not, you can't do anything. Satsuki? Yuki, didn't I tell you before? Hope is not to be found, but to be created. I promise you, that quote's going somewhere. I don't know where I'm putting it, bro. I don't know whether I'm gonna get a wall, make a own quote, put it in the back of something. I don't know, something. Bro. Bro. This is crazy. You know why I decided to save you all by sacrificing myself? Because that was my own way of creating hope. Oh my god. Oh my god, bro. This is... Dude, this game is so evil, bro. How can I play the second game if things are like this? What do you mean? If I survived by myself, it would have been meaningless to live in a world where there's no fun and no cobazing around. And more than that, my power is to defeat that guy. That guy is not enough. No? I'm smiling right now, but I'm more than angry than anyone inside. I hate the mastermind, don't you guys? We're being treated like this because of that big dummy. If it wasn't for him, Koba wouldn't have died. Maki died, Bitch died, Tomori died, Atano died, Yamaguchi wouldn't have died, Inori wouldn't have died, or Uehara. That's why we know that, even if we don't say it. If it wasn't for Monokuma's influence, we would have entered Hoshi Academy safely and have a pleasant school life. That's right. Although more than half of our friends have already died, I want to defeat Monokuma no matter what happens. I want to punish it. I want to smash it. Hey, why are you saying all this stuff in front of someone else's face? So, I'll bet my own hope on all of you. Oh my. Oh, I want to crash out, bro. On us? I never wanted much. I'll be leaving this world soon. I just have one thing. No, wait. Please promise me two things. 1. Be sure to survive for Kobazing and me. 2. That Monokuma guy, please give it a good beating to that mastermind. Full paid revenge. Satsuki. This is bad, really bad. You dare agitate the students as you want in front of me? The headmaster of the school even insult me in my presence? Annoying. Anyways, Miss Arame was chosen as a blackest, so she's to be punished in the end. You won't make fun of me anymore when I'm done with you. In that regard, I have prepared a very special punishment for the ultimate clown, Satsuki, for your crime. Come and give it your best shot. I'm not afraid of anything like you. My friends will defeat your and will definitely kick your sorry butt. Wait, Satsuki, you don't need to be executed. I'd rather die. It's my fault too. I'm a sinner too. It was me who tried to commit a murder. I'm supposed to die. Monokuma, execute me. Sasuke has done nothing wrong. Now then, let's go. A very pounding punish. Monokuma, hold on a minute. Time. What? Geez, you're tipsy. Way to ruin the mood. Let me say this to my friends. A few last words. Teruya, did someone else tell you? No. Didn't someone tell you no one is bad? Monokuma is the bad thing here. Everything is because of that thing. If Teruya keeps feeling guilty, then try harder to catch the mastermind. You don't need to be sorry at all. But if you die and make atonement, then that's the end. Sasuke. Oh my god. And for you, Taira. Taira is strong. You have a very strong heart to overcome Ayame's death. Please keep supporting everyone like you always do. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Satsuki. Thank you. Next is Makaru. It's the first time I've seen Makaru act so surprised. I don't know what makes her so surprised about, but as long as Kinjo is in that shape, everyone needs a genius like Makaru. I know this is kind of and a reasonable request. So please try to cooperate with everyone and find the mastermind who brought this terrible misfortune on all of its victims. Damn, bruh. And Kurokawa, stop. Shut up. Who said I was waiting for your long speech? Don't say anything disgusting with the smell of hope. Punishment time begins. Well, that's too much. When the villain is found out, you're supposed to wait for them. Let's go hard. Punishment time. Kurokawa and Maida, I didn't get to you say anything to you guys, but I'll leave the rest of you guys. Oh, and one more thing I almost forgot. Kobazing, I love you. I'm telling you, bro. They need statues. I promise you, bro, if I get out of this situation, I'm building statues for them. If I was them, I'm telling someone to build statues for both of them. I don't know how, but bro, this is this game is torture in every which way. Bro, she's smiling, bro. Like, oh my god. I legit don't want to play this game, bro. Pooh-hoo-hoo. They ended up like that trying to play a hopeless game. Adios, funny red-nosed lady. Satsuki, no. Damn it. Damn it. What do you think? Sad, right? Desperate, isn't it? What a lame hope. You guys won't be able to do a thing before you punish me. No, it isn't. What was that, Miter? Who says I'm desperate? I'm not like that at all, right? Maida? Of course, I'm really sad that Satsuki died, but we have fully inherited Satsuki's will. You won't stop us anymore. After I came to Host Peak Academy, I'm more a full fighting spirit than ever. Monokuma, did you suddenly take your medicine? There's nothing scary about burning raw spirit. Alone though. He's not alone. Makaru? From this moment on, I will retract my previous solo actions. I'll cooperate. To put Monokuma into the trash. Oh my god, Makaru, what kind of change is this? Don't be mistaken. I'm not trying to play friends here. I owe a debt. Because of that, I have to pay it off. Oh, why is Mr. Makaru suddenly doing this again? Mr. Makaru just needs to do as well as before. Poking around and having fun. Why should you care about Miss Arame? Shut the hell up. Arame Satsuki is a human being that deserves respect. Hey, put some respect on her name. I've seen this for the first time ever since I was born in this world. To be able to give up one's life is so purely for others. That is what I would call true hope. Bro, you could low-key put her in the ultimate hope section. Her and Haru. It was a life that guy tried to save anyway. I'm fed up with the murder games that are not fun. Murder games that are getting boring doesn't seem like the perfect time to beat you down. Monokuma. No, rather the mastermind controlling you from the shadows. Huh? No matter what you try, you can't do anything. It's already beyond your own grasp. No, it was you who kept us in the ballroom. We made up our minds. Right before they died, you will run out of ideas. We already know a lot more about you than you can imagine. Now, it is you who's cornered. Well, I don't know, but everyone is working hard, so I will try too. I'll do my share for Haruhiko's sake. Me too. I'll definitely get you, Monokuma. I'll avenge my friends who have died so far. Bro, we are locked in right now. What's with these guys? Rather than despair, they're burning with fight alone. You guys are bluffing. You can't do a thing anyway. You'll find out soon that you're the only ones left with despair. Yeah, disappear like you always do, you coward. Bullshit, bro. And so the fourth class trial ended. We lost two of our friends, Haru and Satsuki, who couldn't be executed for exchange for anything. The will that the two gave us was definitely engraved in our very souls. We're no afraid. A step by step from now on will be a big leap towards true hope. Kinjo, can you hear me? Answer me if you're awake. Immediately after leaving the courtroom, Makaru, who finally offered to cooperate with us, disappeared before you could call her. Everyone except for Makaru went to check on Kinjo's condition. However, Kinjo was silent. We had no choice but to go back to each of our rooms with a little cluttered feeling. Damn. His mind is probably broke. Who the hell is banging on my door? What? Who is it? Is it morning? It's not even 7. It's not even 7 a.m. Hey, come out already, Maida. Wait a minute. Why did you take so long to answer? Was it because you fed? Was it because to feed information to the mastermind? Makaru? What? This is a moody expression you got. No, it's just that Makaru's coming to my room. I wonder if the sky's gonna divide in two now. It can't be helped. As I mentioned yesterday, I've decided to cooperate with you in order to defeat the mastermind. I know that, but why did you suddenly change your mind? I told you I'm not going to follow Arame's ideas. Atana was a great person too, but Arame is more than that. Just because she's a human who can... As if, Maida, don't make me say useless things. You're always drowned in every story, aren't you? Sorry. Also, now you're calling me by name now. So, are you dissatisfied? Want me to call incompetent for the rest of your life? No, of course not. It's better to be called by my own name. It was a bit embarrassing to be nicknamed incompetent, though it was accurate. I haven't admitted it yet. I don't want to be friends, but I do want to have the least courtesy as long as I have to decide to cooperate. Makaru tends to be weird like this. Usually she looks down on us and ignores us, but she doesn't do it recklessly. She admits something that can be admitted whenever necessary. Stop talking about nonsense. Come to my room right now. What, Makaru's room? What are we doing? Suddenly asking for that? I don't care if you got feelings for me, so shut up and follow me. I'm getting tired already. Oh, Ray-chan, did you bring Maida-kun? Tara, Otori, and Kurokawa too? Hey, don't do that shit show. How many times must I repeat that you're not my friends? Everyone, what happened? It looks like... Oh my god, he got the glasses. I love Tsuruya, bro. That was my trio, bro. Haru, Satsuki, Tsuruya. All idiots, but goats. It looks like Makaru came out of her room at dawn and called us one by one. Tsuruya, those goggles. This one, it was Haru's. It was left in the dressing room. I brought it. This is an atonement for myself and now also my own commitment to continue Haru's will. I fuck with that. We need to move forward. That's right. The efforts of Koba and Satsuki, we should never forget. The will of our friends who have died so far, but we can't be sad anymore. Now's the time for us to fight back. Bit by bit. Very little, but something is starting to change and start to move. Our hope is not to find, but to create. Only those words struck my mind. So, why did you call us? This is an operational mission. As long as I have decided to cooperate, everyone here will beat up Monokuma and together, and we shall escape. Ray, Being an ally makes you feel so reliable now. Everyone's here. Wait, then what do we do about Kinjo? When I look at that guy, he's a statue. Doesn't respond to anything, and I don't even know if they'll ever wake up. But even if he wakes up, I'm not certain if they will ever recover. Then, of course, if we have him, you should be comfortable. But throwing away your lingering regrets, we have no choice but to strike out because I felt the fighting spirit from you. I chose to cooperate. Makaru, staying away from us till now. Have you found out something? A lot of pile of things. Those who have not found anything are more curious. First off, wait a minute. There can be a surveillance camera here too. Are you okay with that? Are you an idiot? Of course I know. That's why I called you to my room. My room is the only one that can jam our surveillance cameras. To put it bluntly, it's instant jamming. Instant jamming? Atori, do you know what she's saying? Not at all. In short, my room is safe. The words here will not be leaked to the mastermind, and our appearances is not visible. Really? Amazing. How did you do it? Power room, audio visual room. And I assembled some useful parts from the warehouse. Okay, this is how I made it. It's only a temporary measure, so even if it's not perfect, it'll be safe. Makaru, you just didn't spend time alone. Of course not. You better thank me for inviting you. So, the first goal is to find out the identity of the mastermind. Of course, this is the most important thing, but before that, let's look at the preconditions. Preconditions? Why did we get involved in this division? I mean, that's the biggest mystery. Why did Host Academy became this way? Why doesn't anyone come to save us? But that's the first thing we said with the others, right? At the time, there were both Kenjo and Makaru, but no conclusion was made. No, unlike then, there was one fact I do know. At first I thought it was a hypothesis, because it was nonsense, but I was convinced after yesterday. Makaru, you don't mean? Yes, it's a fact. A considerable amount of time has already passed since we entered this school. And the truth is, we don't remember it. Makako? Also, I knew you would react when we talked about this, Makako. What is this all of a sudden? I'm obviously deeply grateful to Satsuki, and thanks to her I was told to cooperate in order to punish the mastermind. But before that, there's a traitor we must catch. Makako, you know something. Oh, what's going on? Do not tell me you're the traitor. Honestly, I'm dubious about your true nature. Tell me everything you know. If you can't, then I'll consider you in the mastermind side. No, wait, is this true? Yo, that was the quickest backup I've ever seen Akane and Teruya do. This is nonsense, right? No, trust me, if you're innocent, tell me the facts that you know. You do know that there's not only one or two suspicion actions you've done so far, right? Why did you shut your mouth? Are there any criticisms that you can't tell us? Makaru, don't. I don't know if I feel like it's a transition issue. I'm just gonna say it how I feel I would say it. Makaru, isn't that too much? Kaka has to calm down before. Hello everyone, it's 7 a.m. It's our wake up time. Let's have a lively one today. Okay. Want to announce it? It's already 7 a.m. That's not the problem right now. Oh, right, I almost forgot. I don't know if everyone had a good night, but I want everyone to please go to the gym. I have some great news to inform you. See you soon. What? I'll leave this story for later, but this, just so you know, I won't move on this time. Makako Kurokawa. What's the great news? It's only been a day since the trial was over, and suddenly? Well, I just had to go. We have no choice. Makara and Kurokawa. The air that seems to flow smoothly got tense in an instant. In this tense mood, Monokuma showed up to add even more anxiety. We all go to the gym, as Monokuma said, without concealing the unpleasantness. There was a reality waiting for us that we could not imagine. The first thing we knew as soon as we entered the gym was that Kenjo didn't come, and Monokuma didn't say anything. It only means he still fainted. But that is so casually forgotten because a more shockingly scene unfolded in the gym. Huh? A guy? What do you know, Macaco? Everyone here, the class trial ended yesterday, but I'm sorry for calling again so suddenly, but no matter what, there were things I had to tell you. It's a bit early, but I'll announce the motive. A surprise motive event introducing the transfer student. This time I'll transfer to Hosik Academy, the ultimate inventor, Yamato Kizuraki. Please greet him with an applause. Kizuraki? Nonsense. Yamato ni? Oh, shit. A suspicious figure who suddenly appeared as a transfer student. With his appearance, the situation began to unfold like a roller coaster. That was an insane chapter. All I can say is that was absolutely an insane chapter. Oh my god. I guess we got a transfer student, but to leave it at this, Haru and Satsuki will never be forgotten, bro. They really willy-nilly sacrificed their entire lives for our situation to the point that Ray has now transferred over and Kinjo's broken. I am devastated that we lost two of my favorites, bro. But man, this game is so good. This game is so good. I think I'm gonna leave it at that though. If you have watched this far, I truly thank you. I mean, bro, I cannot believe there's a fan game like this that exists that's so good. And this is like the classic of the start. Bro, I can't even imagine the other fan games when I get to them. I mean, I do gotta play the second game when I'm done with this, and there's still so much to go, but God, this has been crazy. Yeah, I do thank you very much if you have took the time to watch all of this. Thank you. And yeah, I will see you in the start of chapter 5. Wow, they need statues, I promise you. I promise you they need statues. So thank you very much for your time. I'll be seeing you later. Peace.